Hey, you guys. Hey. Welcome. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
And we got Trish on the line with us.
Hey, y'all.
All right. Do you know what? They've been in here since about 6:45.
Oh, my gosh. Cool. That's so cool.
I know. I think I kind of got them warmed up because I did, instead of doing a Bold and the Beautiful recap earlier today, I did an actual lunch chat live, and we topped out at 183 in the chat.
Seriously, that is so cool. Ooh. I mean, I gotta say, I just love how much everybody loves these shows no matter what.
Right. I know. And the thing is, I don't know if it was the time of the day or just the mere fact that it was one heck of a cliffhanger for Bold. That, it pretty much is going viral on all levels of social media. So, but still, 183. I don't think we've ever had that many in the chat at one time. I know we topped out like 160, 170 sometime. But
I think last Friday I think it got up to 181.
Oh, wow.
Was the high, I think.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, you guys, welcome to Soap Corner Talk, where it's going to be Bree. She'll be coming in a few minutes, but right now it's myself, T, I got Jay, and I got Trish on the line, and we're going to be recapping both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of August 19th through August 23rd, and I cannot believe in another week or so it's going to be September. We just got in this year. What happened to the time?
Yes.
I mean, we was just, talking about Christmas of 2023 and talking about sweeps in February, and now it's almost September. My God, the summer looked like it just flew by. So, let me see what they're saying in this chat. Oh, okay. So we was having this issue earlier in the week about people not getting notifications. So hopefully you guys get notifications from YouTube. I did just see one show up. So, okay. She said too fast. All right. So what we normally do, we recap The Young and the Restless in the first half of the show. Then the second half of the show, we do The Bold and the Beautiful. And then we have 4 other segments. Our Flip the Script, Who's Taking a Seat, our Star of the Week, and our Pickle of the Week. Yep. All right, y'all ready? Y'all quiet over there.
We ready. Money.
We ready.
Okay. All right.
Yes, we are.
Listen, we had a crazy day. Well, 2 days, yesterday and today, especially on Bold. So I know everybody got a lot to talk about. All right. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I did put that little bit of a note in the chat. Also, if you want to join the Facebook group, I did also put that link in the chat as well. Okay. So if those are 2 things you can do, go ahead and either join the Facebook group and make sure you hit the like button. All right. Let's start with The Young and the Restless, and I'm going to give a summary, and then we'll break it all down for the week of the 19th through the 23rd. Okay, so here we go. Hold on. Alrighty. So Victor wants to exploit Jill's illness. Chelsea tells Billy they need a break and argues about confessing with Adam. Confessing with Adam. Let me see. The 20th. Kyle reveals his mistrust of Audra to Summer. Nikki is scoffing at Victor using Jill's illness, and Chance learns that Billy's planning to fire Lily. Billy does fire Lily as Nikki and Victor plot, and Jack has a plan to find out what Kyle is doing with Victor. As Chelsea confesses to Billy for betraying him, Adam and Kyle accuse each other of being entitled. And then Billy loses it after Chelsea's confession. Adam lies is stacking up, And Cameron predicts Sharon's reunion with Nick. All right, where y'all want to start? Hey, Bree.
Hey guys, I literally just walked in.
Yeah, you just slid in through the back door.
Oh, it's pouring rain outside, y'all, but I made it.
Yay! Well, you ain't miss anything yet because I just did the summary that you probably came in on the tail end of it. So,
Oh, no problem.
All right. So, where y'all want to start? I mean, I would say I would give this week, if I had to give it a grade A through F, I would give it a C. You know, I think that's where I stand. So, how about we go ahead and start with, I guess, Victor trying to exploit Jill's illness. What was your thoughts on that?
Cringy.
Yeah, nothing new. As far as I'm concerned, we know the lengths and how low Victor is willing to go to get what he wants. So it's par for the course for Victor.
I agree.
That's the truth.
He's in desperation to keep his wife quiet, keep her occupied by any means necessary. So this doesn't surprise me. It's just disgusting that he would do that. But at the same time, Billy was going to do the same thing too.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually true too.
I mean, yeah, he's been using little bits and pieces of his mom's illness to try to maneuver getting this company. So you are absolutely correct.
Yeah, he's a selective user.
Yep, I agree. Now, go ahead, Bree.
I'm sorry, and Nikki's just going along with it like, oh, well, I mean, but I get to run Chancellor, I get to paint the new walls, get a new desk and all that. I'm like, girl.
When did she graduate from Harvard? Not that you have to graduate from Harvard, but I mean, come on, Chancellor's supposed to be this multinational conglomerate.
Exactly.
I mean,
I guess Victor does not care. His end goal is to attack the Abbotts. I think that's just his main focus.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought up Nikki too, Bree, because I was thinking like this is really showing me almost more than anything what she's really all about and how she's like. Because if Victor would have been doing this on his own and she wasn't getting Chancellor out of this, she would not be approving of what he's doing. You know, she would be saying she don't think it's right, but because she is scheduled to get Chancellor out of this, she's running right along with it. So to me, this is really exposing the type of person Nikki is in a lot of ways too.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, that's probably why she's tolerating. I mean, the other thing is she also found out that's the reason why he put Adam over at Newman Media, because he could do some type of dirty commentary or do his bidding that somebody else would not do. And I'm like, that's surprising to you, Nikki? I mean, why are you shocked by that?
Right. She put all the pieces together. Good for her, but still, at the end of the day, it doesn't shake her. Doesn't make her like want to reason with her own husband. She's like, oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, dear.
And it's not even. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Trish.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's not even that they're disrespecting, you know, Jill and her illness and everything, but to think that they're doing it in the name of Catherine when it's really just about more corporate greed is laughable.
Right. If anybody should be running that company, if you want to go by the name Chancellor, it would either be Chance or Devon.
Bingo.
Chance? I mean, he was a rent-a-cop before.
No, I'm talking about with his genealogical connection to the legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he made that a point too when he was at the bar with Billy. Like, look, I'm a chancellor. Or I think he said that this summer. Like, I'm a chancellor. Where am I going?
Right. I mean, somewhere down. What is she? Okay, so Philip, which is Chance's dad, that was Catherine's grandson, right?
Yeah. Philip, was it like Philip II, Philip III, something like that?
So Catherine was married to the original Philip, right? And then they had a son, which is the one that Jill got with. Oh, not Jill, Nina.
Nina, yeah.
Nina got with to have Chance. So,
but Philip wasn't Catherine's. Philip was Jill's. I mean, oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so confused. I don't even know why I opened my mouth. Who was Jill's son that Nina was with that had Chance? Philip and Nina, right?
Yeah.
So Jill is the mom. Catherine just loved him because it was the kid, and she wasn't going to take it against the kid. Because Catherine only had Brock, right? And that wasn't with Chancellor.
Oof. Yeah,
it's such a mess.
It's a mess.
Isn't Billy technically Chance's uncle?
Okay, so Chance, yeah.
Wait, how is that?
Because Billy is Jill's son, and Philip is technically Billy's other brother.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would make Chance his nephew.
Wait, how? Oh, because Philip is Jill's son as well?
Yes. Yeah, because Catherine only had Brock, and Brock was not a chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she also had Tucker, too.
But Catherine was married to the original Philip.
Yes.
Okay.
And Jill was her nail tech and had an affair with Philip.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the car wreck and all that stuff.
So technically, all right. So Jill had a kid with Philip, and also had a son with John Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And those two are half brothers. And then Jill's son got with Nina, who is Chance's father.
Yes.
There we go. We figured out this game.
Thank y'all in the chat. Thank y'all so much for verifying.
Is Billy Jill's only child?
No. Philip is also Jill's child.
Wait, what other children does Jill have?
Just Philip and
Billy.
Philip and Billy, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. Yep.
Speaking of Jill's family, her brother-in-law, that Michael really upset me. The fact that he wanted to feed Victor this information just to get up underneath him. Still, a couple of months later, still. Yeah. That is your wife's family.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then the thing is, Victor also wanted Michael to get information out of Lauren. Then you hear him say, hey, talk to your wife. And he was willing to do it. I'm like, I don't think Lauren is going to go for that.
I don't think she would go for this man trying to work underneath Victor still. After everything that man put that woman through, being months and months away from her own husband, probably never seeing him, probably, and him being in jail, him doing, why Victor ever so badly?
Exactly, Cece. She said Michael was simping.
Totally.
Jesus, for Victor?
And the thing is,
inspired you.
He came back with, okay. See, Michael's really not that smart, or he is just trying his best to do whatever, because he gave him that information before Victor can give him the seal of approval that he's back in. So he ended up giving the information and then asked Victor, okay, so am I good now? And he was like, I don't die, not yet. I'm like, dude, you showed your hand. You should have kept the information. I'm not telling you nothing. Since he want to be with, in his good graces so bad, why would you give him the information first before knowing that yeah. Mm-mm.
And I'm like, there's no other place this man could work? It just has to be Newman Enterprises? Is that money that good?
I guess, girl. I don't know.
He will.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the crimes that man committed for Victor, I would hope it pays handsomely.
You would think. I mean, this man got caught up in a whole Peruvian prison with that whole Ashland. Was it Ashland Lock? Yeah, I think that was. With the Ashland Lock thing. And that wasn't enough for you?
I don't feel bad for Michael. I really don't. He looks stupid. If anything, he should be retired. Like, relax. Go be with your wife. You don't want to be at home with your wife? You have to be underneath Victor so badly.
I know, right? It's just, he looks pathetic. I mean, there's so many other things that he could be doing. He could start his own practice, go do his own law within the government, whatever. But you're begging to get in the good graces of a cricket man.
Yeah. Oh, well. He could have been chief of police. Mm-hmm. He could have been working at Crimson Lights. Like, he could have had Christine's old job. I think he did have her job at one point. Like, there's other things that he could be doing with his time, but more importantly, be with his wife.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, speaking of wives, we got Diane Jenkins / Abbott, who is trying to figure out a way by digging in the mud with Victor to try to figure out what's going on with Kyle. Okay. I mean, I thought a few weeks back they figured that out.
That's what I was saying. I thought Jack already knew this.
Girl,
so
I guess not.
So now you just had an assumption? Yeah. Most of Genoa City knows that he's the investor.
Yeah, well, that's what were we saying on Wednesday about Jack?
Yeah. He just... Poor little... Oh, goodness. And the thing is, I had to give it to Diane because at least she's the only one who's trying to use her head. Like, look, if we're going to get down and dirty in the mud with Victor, we need to think like Victor. And then Jack is like, oh, well, I don't want to do that. What do you mean you don't want to do this? You've been doing this for 30 years. What do you mean you don't want to do this now?
I mean, you've been in the trenches with Victor before, and I guess maybe he said he's getting too old to be fighting with Victor, but your son hates you right now. And a lot of that is influence from Victor. So if you want to get your son back, y'all gonna have to outsmart Victor.
My thing is, let Kyle fall on his own, because he's eventually gonna crawl back to them.
Thank you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Let that boy fail.
Mm-hmm.
And he's eager to want to learn and do things on his own. Like, just let him go. Let him be.
Yeah.
Let him learn.
Yep.
Yeah, let him learn on his own. Let him bump his own head and see what happens. You know, I mean, I don't understand because Audra and Kyle are trying to figure out a way to get each other out. When at the end of the day, Victor can get them both out. When he's done with them. Because eventually that's going to happen. Victor trusts nobody. One thing about Victor, he knows that if you will turn on your own family, he will not trust you because he figured that if you can turn on your family, you can definitely rat me out and turn on me. So I'm going to only use you as much as I want to use you.
Which is wild because Victor will turn on his own family himself.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and his own family turns on him too, J Money.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
His family, when they do that, though, they be in a position where they have to do it because he's always doing something low down and dirty.
Well, they got to get their money. They earn that money just being his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when they took him to court?
Uh-huh.
All except for Adam, apparently.
They was legitimate. They had legitimate reasons even for doing that, right?
Mm-hmm. They did, according to the courts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I could use a little bit of that $500.
It's wild that he doesn't show Adam any loyalty for that too, Bree. That Adam was the only one that didn't, benefit from that, didn't take any money from that, but he gets no credit for that.
None. Absolutely none. That's why I hate when he works over with Victor all the time, because he Adam's blamed literally for everything, and then he gets the crumbs. And that's why I don't understand why his other siblings treat him the way he does, because if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have gotten $500 million each.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy that back and forth that Adam and Kyle had today. You know, they was each giving each other shots. I want to see more interactions like that. That was pretty good. I feel like Adam got the better of Kyle in that too, though.
Oh, you talking about that conversation at the park?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Was that yesterday? My fault. Was that yesterday?
That was
yesterday. That was Thursday's episode.
Okay. Yeah, but I really enjoyed that. The back and forth that they were giving each other. Adam absolutely got the better of him in it, but it was entertaining to watch them both go at each other like that.
Well, you know, that's not their first interaction, because remember, Bree and I was talking about that on Wednesday when Audra, him, and Kyle were at the bar, and he was calling Kyle a little puppy dog.
Yeah, he sucked him.
Which was true.
I don't know why Kyle think that he can actually get in the trenches with Adam. Adam is always going to checkmate him.
I mean, he's older and he has the real experience, and he really laid into Kyle's like, look, your only credibility is the fact that your last name and the fact that your daddy let you have a job over there.
Right. He did say that.
Yeah, and then he gonna try to throw it back at Adam, and Adam was like, I earned mine, which he did. I mean, even if Victor didn't give him a job or whatever, he still got the credentials to back him up. Did Kyle go to school?
That's a good question. Oh, actually, he did go to school with Hillary at one point.
What did he get his degree in? Do you remember?
I think it was businesses. I think he had an MBA, something like that. But he went to a school where Hillary went to school, because there was that whole scene where she was trying to make Devon jealous. They kissed and everything.
Yeah, he definitely did take advantage and got his education. So he does have that.
Okay, well, I guess they can go toe to toe with that. But the thing is, in regards to wit, Adam got him beat.
Well, and street smart. So, I mean, Kyle is so coddled, and I don't care, even though he did the whole high life partying where he was going to, those were very, very wealthy people's houses. Adam's been in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say to you, even with the education Kyle has, I still wouldn't say he can match Adam for that, because Harvard business is prestigious. Like, you know what I mean? So he still has a level of eliteness and prestigious over Kyle just by having that Harvard business degree.
Yeah.
And probably like 10 plus years on Kyle too, as far as level of experience.
Right.
And that's why
a conglomerate, not just a beauty cosmetics company.
Exactly. And another thing too, Adam has had Jack more in his life than Kyle has Jack in his life.
Yeah, did y'all see that interaction between Adam and Jack when they were at the jazz lounge? Adam really cares about Jack.
That was like a father to him.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was very telling in his parting words to Kyle when he told him, you're very lucky to have Jack as a father. Jack is an amazing father, and you would think, you being a father now, you would know that. Like, you can hear how much Adam cares about Jack and how he wishes his relationship with his father was like, the relationship he had with Jack. And Kyle should consider himself lucky.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Adam even said as much as he did say to Jack, because I can guarantee you, if Victor knew that conversation happened, he would be pissed. Because he did say a little bit, probably more than what he should have.
Yeah, because Victor sees everything as a betrayal. If you burned a toast at breakfast, he's going to say you betrayed him. So,
wait a minute. Michael then blew the whistle on him and his Brussels sprouts, and he thought that was a betrayal.
Oh my God!
They took his smells away.
Right. It was smelling like who knows what in that dungeon with Jordan, haven't taken a shower in weeks and all them Brussels sprouts everywhere.
Oh,
He got mad because they canceled his show.
I don't care how many bricks they put in front of that wall. I know that area still reeks. You probably still get a whiff of Brussels sprouts if you go down there and walk past that wall.
Jay, it's Brussels sprouts and tuna. And tuna
And that liquor. And that
Well, and
liquor he was giving her.
There's a whole bathroom back there that's not going to be washed. Like, it's just going to sit there stagnant.
Oh, right.
Just permanent.
And that thing is buried underneath his house. So imagine, they sitting upstairs in the front room and all of a sudden Nikki or somebody be like, "You smell that?" And Victor's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't smell nothing."
He probably didn't wash his clothes so he can have the scent on his clothes on.
So, wait a minute. Sandra says, "Hi guys, who's the gentleman that's speaking? I don't remember hearing him before. Who are you, Mr. Gentleman?"
Oh, wow.
It's that beautiful resonating voice you have.
Introduce yourself.
This is J Money. Hi, Sandra.
Why are you shining now?
Right. All of a sudden, Jay trying to act all shy.
Y'all a mess.
We just call it like we see it.
Oh my goodness.
Or hear it in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Jay Money, you guys. I know y'all see him a lot in the chat because he's one of the mods. Well, he also sometimes jump on the panels with us as well. So that's Jay. All right. We gotta talk about Lily. Lily got Billy tried to give her a pink slip.
Dang.
I know he gave her the pink slip. That was official, and rightfully so. I was so happy about that.
Girl, you want her to get fired, but you know what? Here's the thing. Unbeknownst to Lily, she did get a little bit of, I guess, some justice because Chelsea cheated on him. So, I guess you could call that a little bit of karma for Billy.
Whenever I saw the scene with Billy and Lily talking in public, and I was just like, oh man, she's going to really wish she was in the office for this conversation. This is not going to go down the way she thinks. And she stood her ground. I was actually proud of her. And I do obviously, both of them have their issues. But I just wonder, is Jill going to step in? Is anything, I want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm wondering too. And Jay, Sandra says you have a very great voice.
I didn't see that. Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, Jay.
Look, do we have to do pop the balloon or something over here? I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, the thing is with Lily, though, she thinks that she's going to figure out a way to stop Billy from taking down the company. Unfortunately, Lily, Billy has Jill's power. Now, the only way I could think maybe she'll have a conversation with Jill, but I don't know if that's going to change anything, especially if he has her power now, unless she take it back.
Yeah. She is not Jill's family.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this on Wednesday. Her reasoning made no sense. She said, Jill is my children's grandmother and Catherine is my brother's grandmother. And that's the reason why I want to protect Chancellor. I'm like, girl, you have no ties.
Mm-hmm. You're an employee.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. That's all. Nothing special. Not even like stock type, like nothing that would hold any weight. Thinking you're going to get one over Billy, but she's really going to learn her lesson once Victor takes over the company. She's going to drop down a couple of sizes. Yeah, working underneath Nikki.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that is she actually think that she got some sort of a leg to fight with, and it's like, you don't. This man is, Billy is willing to cut the check to get her out the door.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I know you got a big contract, and I'm going to buy you out so you can get out of here. He wants her gone. Now, if I was Lily, I'd take the check. Because he's definitely going to crash and burn, especially after all this mess with Chelsea.
Yeah. It's this just is not good all the way around. So both Billy and Lily are going to be without a job.
I mean, yeah, because he's about to, I mean, he already lost his girlfriend, I think. I don't know if Billy going to get back with Chelsea. I know next week, spoilers, she's going to be begging to try to fix things with Billy, but the question is, I don't know if he's going to be willing to do it. And then he's about to lose his company because Victor is definitely going to get a hold of the Chancellor. I mean, in my opinion.
Well, that scream today was visceral.
That was great acting. On I think I saw the comments in the chat too. Great acting by Jason Thompson.
See, I want to ask you about that because Victor was making it seem like it was, it was already a done deal that he was getting Chancellor from Jill. Why has there been such a holdup of this, of seeing this transaction happen? Was he just kind of like talking, like trying to speak that into existence? Like he was making it seem like it was a done deal. Why haven't we actually seen him go forward and get the company yet?
You know what? I agree with you on that because I remember when that spoiler came out, was it late July, early August, I think it was, when he was supposed to, and then he brought the entire family over and told who was going where. It made it look like it was done, like he had been working some scheme behind the scenes, and it was done. Now it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, we gotta go through this and we gotta go through that, and just wait. I gotta get Billy out the way, and I'm like, why are you making all these promises and you ain't even got nothing set in stone?
I agree with that. Even Nikki was like, oh, let me go ahead and pick my assistant. Claire would be great. You don't even got the job yet.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's no contracts been signed, no conversations have been had. You got Michael lurking and trying to work angles. And maybe I can talk Jill out of doing this. Dude, I understand having an idea and maybe want to put it on paper. If I was to get this, then I'll do this. But he was sounding like it was already in the bag, and it's like, not yet. That company still belongs to the Chancellor family at this point. So,
well, I think he's just hanging on to the fact that the company, I guess, has like weakened since they demerged, and they feel that since Billy's running it, it's just going to take a lot of the credibility away. Because he said something about buying the business for pennies on the dollar or something like that.
Well, he wants to weaken it, right? So, yeah, because when you weaken the company, all the business goes away, and the company tends to be worthless. Right? I'm gonna ask Trishu's, right?
Oh no, I mean, this is a private company, so I'm not sure. Other than stealing the clients, I mean, I will say just a quick scenario. We actually used to have 2 major newspapers in our city, and one of those newspapers gave everybody free ads until the other one went out of business. Seriously, it happened. So who knows? Maybe they're going to be doing some kind of a business play like that, where they just force them out. I don't know. I can't see how is he going to get his hands on something that's privately held unless they're leveraged and he just goes and gets their debt and buys them up.
Well, the other thing is, remember, one of the other things is that Victor wanted Adam to get dirt on Billy. So
it's all out there. What else can you get?
Exactly, and that's what Michael told him. Michael was like, other than what we already know about Billy's past, he's been squeaky clean.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else Victor was shocked by that. And I'm thinking like, everybody that don't have to continue to be dirty like you.
Right. Like, people get older and wiser. I don't know why he's never learned that lesson.
Well,
Yeah.
and not only that. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say now, if Billy lets this situation with Chelsea put him in a downward spiral, and he gets back to the drinking and maybe the gambling again, then that's where the scandals will start to happen, and maybe Victor posts a picture of him like on a drunken stupor or an article or something like that. That can be something that helps his cause.
I would.
Yeah.
Well, and then that other conversation that we had to talk about with Billy and Victor, because Victor talking about, I'm going to need you to stop telling everybody and spreading rumors that I'm coming after Chancellor. And I'm sitting up there like, dude, it's not a rumor. He doesn't.
You told Devon.
He is a professional gaslighter, ain't he?
Hey,
Bonafide.
Wrote the book, right?
Yes.
He literally told Devon, who told Lily, and then Lily told him.
exactly. I mean, it'll be different if it was other people talking about it, but people are saying that you said it. And then you gonna say I didn't say that, and these are all rumors. So basically, you calling Lily and Devon a liar. That they just made it up.
But he's looking out for the Winters kids.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Oh my goodness. All right.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, exactly. Then we also had some Kyle and Claire go on a little date where she's helping him pick out a house.
This girl barely knows how to pick out anything adult to wear on her own, but you want her to pick out a house for you and your kid. Make that make sense.
Yeah, that whole thing. Listen, first of all, if you're going to put Kyle and Claire together, just do it already. Make sure she looks like a grown-up and that she looks like she's almost 30. And have them go on a proper date and move this thing along. Because when he asked her, would you like to go out to dinner with me? Yes, no, I got to hang out with Katie, but I can move my plan. I'm like, you know you want to go with this man. Just say yes.
And plus, Katie don't want to hang out with you.
Oh, Katie is like, girl, if you don't go somewhere.
Yes.
Well, it looks like they are going to be, getting together sooner rather than later, because now they're starting to push that whole forbidden love aspect thing with Victor trying to get her a new job.
Yeah,
and Kyle asking him, you want me to fire her? So it's obviously Victor's trying to get her away from him, which means they're going to get together.
Mm-hmm.
It is better look right. It doesn't make sense how Summer looks more like a woman and acts more like a woman than Claire does.
Yeah, I know. We talk about this every week about Claire.
Yes, and nothing's improved.
No. Mm-mm. We also had this week Cameron being in Sharon's head all week too. How y'all feeling about that storyline?
I am over that gauzy shirt with the blood on the front.
And he was too, actually.
The storyline in itself is like, it's just so much like drama and gloom and doom, and we've talked about this, before. But I will say, I am really enjoying the hell out of Lyndon Ashby's acting. That man is putting in work. He is really entertaining in his back and forth barbs with
Sharon.
Yes, I really have been enjoying it.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. Like, I'm like, okay, look at Johnny Cage. I'm so happy. He was for anybody who seen the Mortal Kombat movies, he played Johnny Cage in that. But his acting is incredible. I hate that they killed this character off because he could have been utilized. Maybe they can bring that actor back and say like, oh, he's a twin or something like that. But very talented. He's going to get another Emmy nomination, like for a guest performance. I can definitely tell that.
Yeah.
And they have a history of doing that because both I'm forgetting the name now. Who was the man that was married to Victoria? The first guy. Yes, both Ashlands were great. You know, the first man who played him, he was on Desperate Housewives. People remember him from that. And obviously Josh from Garden Light came in, and I felt like he did a great job too. And like, so those were two great actors. You got rid of them. And then the guy who was involved with the Phyllis scandal, I'm forgetting his character's name now, but he used to be on Passion. Yes, Jeremy Stark. He was another great character and another great actor, and then they got rid of him. So they have a history of getting rid of really great performers and great characters on the show that really had the cement to be there and be great villains on the show, you know, for years going forward. But they just write them off and get rid of them.
Yeah, maybe. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I had a bone to pick with that too because they could have been love interests for the other people on the show, so we want to see rinse and repeat relationships too.
Yeah,
thank you.
Well, who knows? Maybe they could have taken either one of them and made them Luna's father. So I don't know. Somebody's.
And that would have fit with Poppy's history of, you know, going after rich men. If they would have made Ashland Luna's father,
or Jeremy,
you know, that
Stark.
could have been interesting. Or Jeremy Stark. Well, Jeremy Stark was such a criminal. Ashland would have fit better just because, I mean, he was too, but he also had the business aspect, the businessman aspect to him too. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, well,
that would have been interesting.
The thing is, Luna had to get that dark streak from somewhere, so who knows? Maybe Terrible Tom was her father too. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna get to baby Sheila. We gonna get to her.
Ooh, that's a good one, baby Sheila. Wow,
that's baby Sheila.
That's a lot of BS right there.
Oh my God.
I see what you did, Trish.
Yeah.
I see it.
Baby Sheila. Sheila did the same thing to her mother too.
Sure did.
All right. Yeah. So now we got to talk about the quad. Billy, Sally, Chelsea, Adam. And in my opinion, I don't feel sorry for Billy or Sally. So it might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't. Now, what Adam and Chelsea, I'm not condoning it, but I also don't feel sorry for those other two either. So that's just my take. Go ahead, you guys.
Wow. I really feel sorry for Sally. More, you know, out of these four, especially after today, Adam is so cold-blooded. Lying to that girl's face like that with you know what I mean? Like straight faced. He gave her the big eyes. Nothing happened. I'm like, wow, he really sitting here lying like that, and it's about to blow in his face so bad. And I said it in our little chat. Why do they always have to write Adam as the villain? I'll rephrase that. I don't want to say he's a villain, but why do they always write this man as self-sabotaging himself? You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, they should have just let this man, you know, because you have to consider both sides of things. If it comes out, it's going to be bad. It's going to be ugly. So at the very least, he should have considered, let me just tell her the truth. And then I'll have to deal with whatever the repercussions are. But for him to sit there and lie to her face and say nothing happened, and then Billy's about to come over and blow it up, and then Chelsea sent him the text right after he did the lie. Chelsea sent him the text. Oh, I told Billy, by the way, I couldn't hold back anymore. That man had a you know what look on his face like you wouldn't believe. So it's about to come crashing down on him really hard.
Well, Jay, this is what I'll say to that. He's Victor Adam Newman. This is the lines are genetic. All he knows his default is to lie. I mean, he got it from his daddy. I mean, Victor lies to his wife all the time. I think he was doing anything he could just to protect his relationship. Not to say it's right or wrong or anything like that. But even Sally knew this man was lying. And the thing is, she wanted to work it out as long as he just kept it, 100 with her and just kept it real with her. But she understood. I think she said that she was in that same place that he was in, and she had to come clean. And it's not the easiest thing to do. But this man, all he knows how to do is lie. His daddy is Victor Adam. It's Victor Newman. He's Victor Adam Newman. This is genetics. Same way trying to pull from her genetics from her mama.
Yeah, and it felt bad to see him just be able to lie to her so easily. And I think the sad part about it all is, I think if he would have told her the truth, she actually would have been able to forgive him. But
I agree with that.
Yes, but when it comes out that he lied to her right into her, because he gave her that big sob story saying, I'm not an idiot, I would never ruin what we had. Like, that hits deep. And when she finds out he lied to her like that so easily to her face, it's going to be hard. She's not going to be able to forgive him for that.
I agree. I completely agree. And I also am sitting here thinking she was alone on the annual anniversary. And he didn't remember. And now he has lied to her face with, like you said, Jay Bunny, the soppy eyes and the, how could you think this? And even he gaslit her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
each time that she asked him too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, which brings us full circle, because I just said a few minutes ago how his father was a professional gaslighter. So, like he said, he really is Victim Adam Newman.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Sally knows who he is. Over the last 2.5, 3 years they've been together. And he created that whole thing about the fact how he left the company, Newman Media. He wouldn't tell her the truth about that he was really just trying to have her keep her job, but he created a whole ruse then. She turned on him, ended up with Nicholas.
Yep.
When, they have I wanted them to be done 2 years ago. So, once they really put the kibosh on them at the end of 2022, I was over it. And then when they took us through that whole craziness with her bouncing between the both of them, you carrying his kid while dating and sleeping with Nicholas at the same time, and was still giving mixed signals by showing up at Adam's house, going through his stuff, and these two need to be done. And this is probably, the nail in the coffin on this one, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, she gonna go right to Billy.
Yep.
Like, the writing's been on the wall for those two, and I'm still trying to get sold on those two. I just don't really see the chemistry personally, but that's who she'll go to for sure.
I don't see it either.
I don't see the chemistry yet between her and Billy, but more than likely because they have yet to be with each other on this since Sally been here. I honestly don't think Sally should even be on Y&R. I think she needs to go back to Bold.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I agree. It hasn't worked out in her. Well, it's worked out for the actress, let me say that. But the character hasn't really worked out in her favor.
Correct.
I know y'all wouldn't want to see this, and I wouldn't either, just because. But just thinking of potential people she could be with, maybe she ends up with RJ after Luna is exposed, if she goes back to Bold.
Who, Sally and RJ?
Mm-hmm. She's older than RJ. Way older.
Like 20 years almost.
Hey.
No, I think she's in her mid-30s.
Bill about 20 years older than Luna, and she keep locking lips with him.
Well, Luna got some other issues going on. Baby Sheila, as Bree said, baby Sheila got other issues going on.
Yeah, she does. She lies as easily as she breathes. That's baby Sheila right there.
I feel like Sally and RJ could be like Amber and Thomas when they had Amber going with Thomas, and she was older than him. If y'all remember those days.
Yeah. I still can't see RJ and her, but I got you.
on the opposite side of this coin, which is Chelsea and Billy. I mean, how many times did Lily ask Billy when they were doing that podcast, was anything going on? And Billy kept deflecting, he kept lying, and Chelsea was kissing him and all this kind of stuff, and you was hiding and ducking. That's why when Chelsea was talking about her feelings during all this betrayal, he started repeating it back to her. And she was like, yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Of course he does, because that's how he got to you when dealing with Lily. So, yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people want Chelsea and Adam back together. I don't. I want Adam with Audra.
Yeah, I second that. And I don't know who Chelsea should be with, to be honest.
Alone.
You said alone?
I did.
Yeah. But
I knew you was gonna say that, Audra and Adam T. I know you.
Yeah, I mean, even when he had that conversation with Kyle, he put Audra on, gave her all the props versus dealing with him. You remember what he was saying? Like, by having you as a partner, that's a step down for her because she's this and she's a great business person. She's smart. And I'm like, yeah, keep talking, Adam. Maybe you'll talk yourself into getting with Audra. So,
don't get me wrong. I like the intrigue of Adam and Audra, but I really like Audra with Nate a lot. Like, I just like Audra and Nate too much, so I don't want to see.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jay. Is that she will never respect Nate. However, Adam, she'll respect that.
You don't feel like she respects Nate? I feel like she does respect Nate.
No.
What? She every chance she gets, she puts that man in the friend zone. She keeps letting him know we're friends. We hook up and that's it. He wants more, but she's like, no, this is how it is. We're friends and we're gonna keep it that way.
I see that as her just being focused on business right now, not as a personal thing against him. Because remember, this is also the same woman that was telling Nate she wanted him.
Yeah, she want to screw him. So. That's it. She want to screw him.
I don't know. She told this man, she confirmed Victor, something that she wouldn't tell anybody. She told this man the secret and confirmed Victor is the, the person behind Glissade. I don't know. I just see a little bit more. I see more with, that's a girlfriend though, but like, I don't know. I see more with Nate and Audra, I guess, than you guys do. I really like those two together.
Okay, so let's take it back. Remember I was talking about that conversation with Audra, Adam, and Kyle? And when Adam was putting Kyle in his place, the intrigue and the attraction when she was looking at Adam's like, oh, she liked that type of edgy swag. She can run over Nate. She could run over Tucker because they would just pretty much do whatever she had. They simped over her. Adam ain't gonna simp over her.
I don't know, T, because when she first was going after Nate and telling him she wanted her, he didn't succumb to her, so I wouldn't say he simped for her. But you know what? I really think you should ask your audience, because I see a few people in there talking. Jasmine Williams says she really likes the slow burn of Audra and Nate, and then you got some other people saying they like Adam and Audra. So I actually do wonder what do the audience think?
Okay, so if you like Adam and Audra, which, I've been talking about them right after the whole Sally breakdown in 2022. Mm-hmm. If you like Adam and Audra together, put a 1 in the chat. If you want to continue to see this thing with Nate and Audra, put a 2 in the chat. So 1, Adam and Audra. 2, Nate and Audra. Dang, Bree got a bunch of 1s.
No, we know why Bree did it, though. We know why Bree did it, so I don't even count hers.
Yeah, Bree don't want that girl near Nate. So
she don't want nobody near Nate.
It's not that. It's the same reason, like with Carter. Like, they both want families. I want him to have that love storyline, and she's not going to give that to that man.
3 1s, 3 2s, 4 1s, 4 2s. This is really
it's a mixed bag. Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
This is Chex
I'm
Mix.
trying to see some two, a little bit more. Yeah, it's right on the cusp.
Yep.
Black Chick Me said 3. She could have both.
This is Chex Mix. Okay.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a mixed bag. All right. Well, I guess we'll see. I would honestly like to see the heat that they could bring, because I know Adam can bring it. We saw it over the past 5. How long he been? He been here since 2019. So since 2019, we've seen what he could bring. We also seen what Audra can bring. So,
I mean, we've also seen what Nate could bring too. So it's going to be interesting.
They didn't even want to put.
We talked about that moment where he carried Victoria, and we talked about that, the way he had lifted Victoria up. And then I don't know about y'all, but I thought the Nate and Audra scene was pretty hot. They didn't give us enough of it, but I felt like that was a good scene. So
It wasn't.
definitely have.
Okay.
Nate and Audra definitely got the spark. They just got to let us see it.
I want to, I could see Adam and Audra being a power couple. They so business focused. Audra don't want to do anything but with Nate but talk and have sex. That's it. But I could see Audra and Adam putting their scheming heads together and being a power couple. Outside of the bedroom too.
Because he would be like a younger version of Tucker in a way. And plus, everybody wants to be up underneath Victor. I mean, she gave up the opportunity to run her own company just to have Victor be the investor and run it.
But T, we got a little sneak of that same thing with Audra and Nate when they were scheming over at Chancellor-Winters.
Yeah,
when they
that
was
crashed and burned.
It did, but we did see them scheming together. So I can't even, you know what I mean? I can't even say we couldn't see that same thing with Audra and Nate either, if they ever decided to work together.
Yeah,
She put him in the friend zone several times. So it would have to be up to Audra to be like, okay,
Well, that's the friend zone. I wish I had me a friend like Audra.
Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, Lord. You funny.
She can run through all your money, Jay.
Would you care, Jay?
No. No, Audra.
All right. Did we cover everything? Did we miss anything? I know we had a little bit of summer this week, didn't we? Yes, we did have a conversation.
At the beginning.
Huh?
At the beginning.
Yeah, well,
Audra
she
went
had a
into her.
conversation. Oh yeah, when Audra told her, "I'm not a problem unless you want to make me a problem." I think that's what she said. Yeah. So, and then her and Kyle had a conversation downstairs, and she was trying to figure out, what's really going on. She realized that he can't stand Audra. Well, that's what everybody's been trying to tell you. He's been trying to tell you that for the longest. That ain't nothing going on with Audra. But that was pretty. And then we saw Faith and Lucy at the park today. I just, yeah. And I know they're trying to recreate some connection to the Cassie storyline, but for me, it ain't working. I'm not interested in that, and I hate to see this girl drinking.
Yep. I feel the same way.
Yeah. And they anybody that's seen the Monday episode, spoiler alert, of course, they don't even show what happened. All they do is say, I need a ride home, and then Sharon and Daniel get a call. So just telling you that much. So they're not showing any crashes or anything like that. It just flips to that screen of a phone call. And by the end of the week, Lucy is going to get some tough love from her parents. So it doesn't look like she's going to be killed or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's by Friday the 30th. I think that spoiler was saying Daniel and Heather give Lucy tough love. So.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like they would do something different that way because you couldn't do to Sharon what you've done before. You know what I mean? It would be cruel to do that to that character twice. And then it would make sense because we talked about this weeks ago. Because Bree, I know you felt like Lucy was going to be gone, but I was saying no. If anything, that would probably be how they maybe wrote Daniel, Heather, and her off, so to go take care of her, or something like that. So I'm glad it looks like nobody has to be unalived in this situation because you really don't need that to be done.
Now, none of the spoilers said anything about Faith though, so I'm hoping nothing. But Lucy by Friday, she's in trouble. But I didn't see anything in the spoilers for this upcoming week about Faith, so I hope nothing happens to her.
Yeah, I think that would just be too morbid, T.
I know it will.
Sharon's
I mean, what? Right.
While Sharon's going through this breakdown, and then to have another one of her children go that same exact way, I think that would just be too morbid. So I'm thinking neither one of them is gonna.
I hope not. I mean?
Well, maybe now, but maybe later. Because if she got herself in trouble, usually with teenagers, they don't listen to their parents. So she'll get all the tough love that she wants, but I think she's not going to change.
Yeah, I mean, the part of the other storyline is that, of course, if Faith is fine, she got to go back to college. So what are you going to do with the Lucy character if she's not fiending after? I mean, I just think, I don't know why they want to bring back this whole Cassie narrative and all this kind of stuff when she do have kids around her age. I mean, we had Johnny and all of them this summer.
Yeah. And Katie. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure she'd rather hang out with Lucy versus Claire.
More than likely.
And Bree, to follow up on what you said, I don't think it has to happen later either, because a lot of times just being scared enough will make a person, change their ways. You know what I mean? So if it gets so dicey to the point where it could almost happen. Sometimes something almost happening is enough for a person to realize, I can't keep doing this. I have to stop. So I'm hoping that's the situation. I don't even want it to be, it's going to happen later because she's not going to change. Let this be kind of like a scared straight moment.
Right.
For her.
Jay, you realize who her grandmothers are, right?
Well, let her go crazy then, but don't, you know what I mean? Don't let her get unalived. If she has to end up being crazy, she can come back in her adult years and be crazy, but I don't want to see another Cassie situation. I don't think anybody wants to see that.
No, I understand. I was just saying, she got Sheila and Phyllis as her grandmothers. Who don't know no better.
Wait a minute. I did a whole Jeannie. She got a lot more than that. Shoot. Terrible Tom is her grandfather.
And if y'all remember, Paul is her other grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Now, Paul's not crazy, but do y'all remember his son?
Wait a minute.
So,
well, we're talking about biological, genealogical.
Right? Yep. Yeah, the one he had with Eva Longoria, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Heather is not her.
Right, so she has, so her biological parents is Daisy and Daniel, biological. We know Heather is her adoptive mom. But Daisy's parents are Sheila Carter and Terrible Tom.
Yep. Ooh-wee. Oh, them genetics. Jay.
That's not Tom Fisher, is it?
What?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Michael's daddy. Yes. Yeah. You realize the new genetics?
Wait a minute. So what does that make her to Michael and Kevin?
Her niece? Is that her? Yeah, because... Yep, niece. Because Daisy would have been Michael and Kevin's sister through Terrible Tom.
Yep.
Ooh.
See what I mean?
if she just becomes a drunk out of this, then she made it out. You know what I mean? If her being a little drunk is the only problem she has, I mean, that's a bad problem to have. But goodness,
and then throw a little sprinkle a little bit of Phyllis in there too.
If she just turns out to be a drunk stage 5 clinger, she's winning because the potential for much more madness is there. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
She got years ahead of her. Yeah. Let's see. But we got baby Sheila on the other show though.
Oh Lord, child. I mean, I'm trying to. Can somebody help me understand the surroundings around Sheila and Terrible Tom even getting involved with each other?
Sheila and Massimo, Sheila and there's a Sheila and Jack too. Like she like what does she do with her toes to get these men to be?
Well, she had all three of them back then, so she was at her full powers back then. But they say misery loves company, right? All the time with miserable people.
And they ended up with Daisy and Ryder.
Yep. Oh, right. They're twins. Oh, wow.
Yes, it was a set of twins because Ryder is out there too.
Ooh.
And you know that must have been some super crazy because the thing with twins is what is supposed to be bad and what is supposed to be good. Both of them turned out bad and crazy.
So you know them genetics.
That was probably their twin names, Bad and Crazy. Oh, y'all, here come Bad and Crazy.
You know what? Honestly, they're making Lucy this teen who don't have any friends, but they can really do some crazy things with the Lucy character. With her genetics, oh please, her and Luna can be riding buddies right now.
Yeah. They like each other.
You gotta remember though, Luna is faith age. She ain't gonna want to hang around with that girl either.
Wait a minute. The crazy tend to hook up with crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
but look, that'll be the ultimate thing to make her snap. When another fellow crazy don't even want to hang out with her, that's when she really gonna snap and go crazy. She thought she saw the kindred spirit in Luna. Even Luna said, "You annoying. Get away from me."
What you got, Trish?
Go crazy.
Trish over there quiet. What you got, Trish?
Trish, did you fall asleep already?
Where'd Trish go?
Trish knocked out in her chair, leaned back, sleep. You got her mic muted.
Are you on mute, Trish?
Oh man, I did have my mic muted and I didn't even realize it because my fat thumb was over my phone.
Wait a minute, let me say this before you say something. Monique Abrams said that Sheila got legendary WAP. That's why.
Oof.
I mean,
she sure be putting Dick in a coma, don't she?
I mean, is it more legendary than Brooke Logan? I wonder.
Dang, y'all are so disappointed.
Yeah, it might be Bree because Brooke that gave it up so much is probably not in as tip-top condition as Sheila's is, because Sheila was so crazy, not too many people wanted to mess with her, so she's not as used up as Brooke.
Oh my God!
You make it seem like she's a Grand Canyon person.
What's that stream? It's like throwing a hot dog in a hallway.
Oh my God!
Okay, go ahead, Trish.
I'm so sorry. I'm over here. I was laughing, saying one-liners in between y'all, thinking we're all laughing together, and y'all didn't hear any of it, and I have no idea what I said now.
Oh goodness!
I cannot believe I had the mic muted. I don't know how that happened.
Well, we was talking about Lucy's genetics.
Yeah, I mean the family tree. I had said something about the family tree and her DNA and the genetics, and it was really funny when I said it the first time that nobody heard.
Oh,
yeah, we started off with Lucy's genetics, and somehow we got down to Sheila and Brooke's WAPs.
Oh my gosh! Just know I was cracking up.
Oh my!
You put a side-by-side photo and say one of these things is not like the other.
Shut up, Jay. Oh my God! Okay, now that we cover everything.
Yeah, I think we did, y'all.
We gotta talk about Cray Cray. So, baby Sheila. See, that's a good name, and we got to give her all that credit to Bree because she came out of left field calling Luna baby Sheila. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna move on to the Bold and the Beautiful, but before we do, a little bit of housekeeping. How many people we got in the chat, Bree?
Over 155, y'all. Thank you.
Everybody came at 8 o'clock or at the top of whatever hour because they know we're about to do bold. That's why.
The main event.
What'd you say, Jay?
The main event.
The main event, absolutely. All right, make sure since it's 150 over 155 people in the chat, hit that like button. Let's get 50% engagement. So maybe somewhere around, let's go for 65, 70 likes or more. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because we do fun stuff like this all the time. I did run a poll earlier because a lot of people were liking the midday chats instead of, of bold instead of the pre-recorded recap. So that's something I will consider. Like I was saying at the top of the show, we topped out at 183 that showed up for that lunchtime chat that I did earlier today about what happened on the Bold and Beautiful. So something I am considering. I'll give it some thought and see how I can do that, and if I have the time to try to cut in the middle of the day to do that every day. I don't know. So we'll see. I'll get back to you guys on what my plan would be to do in regards to that. So make sure you follow us. I did drop the link. I'm gonna drop it again. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Make sure you guys, if you want to join the Facebook group, we do a lot of chatting over there. A lot of chatting over there. We have a lot of engagement besides my wonderful co-hosts and mods that's on this panel. We have people like Dewan and Delmonica and Jenna Corsentino and all of those who really keep up a lot of engagement in the chat. So thank you so much. Myra Florence, she's another one that keeps the conversations going over there. So if you want to join the group, I'm going to drop the link. Hold on. In the chat. Let me share the group. Okay, and then you can go ahead and let's see. Hold on. At least I thought I put the link. Let me do it again. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, it's not pasting for me, unfortunately. All right, so just type in, if you're on Facebook, just type in Soap Corner Talk under group when you're searching for our group, and then request to join, and then one of us admins will review and see if we can get you in there. All right, so let me go ahead. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, of course here on YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, and Twitter, which is now X. All right, let me do the summary, and then we'll go ahead and we'll break down Bold and the Beautiful. So, for the Bold and Beautiful for the week of the 19th through the 23rd, Bill rejects Luna, and Steffy and Brooke are stunned to learn Hope kissed Finn. Steffy scolds Finn for consistently disrespecting her, and Taylor and Ridge catch up while Brooke admonishes Hope. Steffy leaves Finn and races off to rip into Hope as Taylor accidentally discovers Hope locked lips with the doctor. Steffy jaw drops when she catches Luna kissing Bill, and Taylor tearing the Brooke, and then she tearing the Hope. And then Luna drugs and knock out Steffy after she confronts her for kissing Bill and realized that she was the one that got rid of Tom and Hollis. All right. So we got, how many storylines? 3? I'm assuming, I think it's like 3, because we got the conversation with Steffy and Finn, and we got the conversation with Brooke and Hope, and then Taylor walking into it, and then we got the kiss with Bill and Poppy and Lee and all of that. And then we got what happened with Steph and Luna. Okay, so which one y'all want to do first? Let's just start the beginning of the week. All right. So Bill, coming off of what happened Friday, which shocked the entire soap world on August 16th, is when Luna kissed Bill after finding out that the paternity test revealed that he was not her father. And Bill decided to let her stay in that house. What y'all think about that?
That was the dumbest thing this man could ever have said in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And they still kept saying like, "Oh, that's my dad," or I thought you were my dad. I thought I was your daughter. And then in the same breath, she's like saying, "Oh, you're handsome. You're this. You're that." And you want this girl to be living up in your house still?
Yeah, that was a huge red flag. I mean, you got to think about. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me, because I know I'm gonna let you guys go first, and then I'll say mine. Who want to go next, Jay or Trish? After
I'll say something. I wouldn't. I know where Bree's coming from, but I wouldn't call what he did stupid. Only because this has been his stance all along. He has been an upfront guy with Luna. And he's told her, even when they were going through this, before they even found out that, when they thought he was her father, he told her he was going to be there for her. Whether those tests came out that he was her father or not, he said he was going to be there for her. So I actually respect Bill for that, because a lot of men wouldn't be willing to sit there and take care of somebody else's child, So he was coming from a commendable and a respectable place. Like, he had no idea that once he found out he wasn't her father, that this girl was going to try to make him her daddy. So I can't blame him for that. You know what I mean? Like, she started putting moves on him. And even with that, he's looking like, this girl is really like troubled right now. I can't just throw her out when she's going through all of this. So I think I want to give Bill some props for wanting to still be there for that girl in a fatherly way.
Okay. What you got, Trish?
I just think that the first time she kissed him, okay, you be calm about it and you say no. The second time, you literally need to take your hands and put them on her shoulders and back her up and say, absolutely not. This is there was still that. Just what is it with the robotics? Like, what is happening? I don't understand. You need to do something emphatic. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's like an act of violence, but putting your hands on someone's shoulders that has just put their lips on yours that they should not have done. I mean, you have a right to literally move them off of you. And to me, that's what should have been done. And it's just, the whole scene was creepy. And the situation about inviting her to stay, of course, is going to wind up biting him in the rear. And she's just creepy all the way around. I don't even know what to think anymore. Bree called it, though.
I'm sorry, Jay. It's stupid. Because this girl is young and impressionable. She laid a couple of kisses on this man. What makes you think she's not going to try to lay something else on this man? He needs I say it like that. He needs to get her out the house. Plus, she had a whole boyfriend. She could have laid and go over to her boyfriend's house. So he's not kicking her out on the streets. It's just weird. She can't just go from calling this man daddy and then kiss this man. And she's not going to stop there. And he knows that.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with all of this, is that 2 seconds prior to that DNA test, he was calling her my daughter, sweet innocent little girl, and she was like, "Oh, Dad, stop them, Dad, whatever." You went from that to finding out that he's not the father, and then you planting your lips on him. I don't even think there should have been a second time. He should have got that girl out the house. And I mean, moving to the next day, when Luna told RJ about it, RJ is like, why are you still staying there?
Yep.
You stay with me. Oh no, Bill needs me and I need him. If I was RJ, I'd be like, wait, what?
Well, you heard her say only they can understand what they've been through.
Right.
And she said that multiple times. This young woman is obsessed at this point.
Yeah, and obviously the obsession has started well before that paternity test, whatever this thing is. But Bill should have had her out the door immediately. He can deal with her from afar. Luna, you okay? You at Lee House? Okay, I just want to make sure you're good. Bye.
Good point. She has a whole auntie she could have stayed with. She does not need to be in that man's house.
Now, all this being said, I do want to clarify. I was just talking about from Bill's perspective. When it comes to Luna, y'all are all right. And it's funny because, as we were talking in our group chat just about these last 2 to 3 weeks as this mystery has been coming up, I threw it out there. What if it could be Luna? And we were going back and forth, and at the time we were thinking it was unlikely, and it turned out that that's exactly what they've done here. So Luna is showing that she's capable.
We talking about the kiss right now because it didn't find nobody knows but Steph that she did this.
Yes.
Right. When we found out in the Friday episode, but for that kiss from Friday of last week, Bill should have put her out. And I don't mean throw her to the street, but at least saying, you know what, I don't, at this point, at this point, your mom has got this situation going on. You just kissed me. This is not the right thing to do. Maybe you ought to call your aunt. Go stay with her. And I don't care how many crocodile tears she put on or anything like that. Change the locks or something, get that girl up out of there, because he's still supposed to be dating her mother. That's the other part of this. Before the whole thing with Katie bringing the cops over on, what was that, Thursday, the 15th, they were upstairs in the bed together. So, I mean, Bill, think about that. I mean, it'd be like, wait a minute, I'm dealing with your mama right now. And then you kissing me too? No, that ain't. You might need to stay somewhere else.
Yeah, and I'm like, he was kissing up on all her mama, and I'm like, I hope he brushed his teeth.
Oh God. See, it's some interesting stuff being said though, and I want to know what you think of this. Somebody said, because like what you said, you would think after that he would have done something more. But somebody a few people said in the chat, what if he is planning to, I don't know if investigate is the right word, but they were basically saying, what if he's playing her like he did Sheila? And I'm wondering that now too, because what if he is thinking like, whoa, wait a minute, this girl put the moves on me. As soon as she finds out I'm not her father, what about her mother? She's not showing any concern for her mother. So what if Bill actually is keeping her close because he automatically suspects something of her for acting the way she's been acting since finding out about the paternity test? Do you think that could be a possibility?
Only reason why I am on the fence with that one is because of the conversation that he had, which again is pushing us towards today's episode, which we'll get to that, because I mean there's a lot that has happened this week, so I'm trying to keep it in chronological order because it's different with Young and the Restless. We can cherry pick, but some of this stuff tie into each other before we got to the end of the week. So, yes. Once she found out that he wasn't the father, he went and told RJ. RJ, of course, as we get to the end of the week, told his parents. Let's kind of switch now, because on Tuesday, when is that? August the 19th. Okay, so Steffy and Brooke also found out on Monday that Hope kissed Finn. So we came off of the Luna kissing Bill, and in that same episode on Monday, Steffy and Brooke found out that Hope kissed Finn. So that whole thing with, okay, let's deal with the first part about Hope and Brooke, because Brooke was pissed. Hope was still trying to say, I don't want to lose my friendship with Finn, and I mean, it's not his fault, and I'm so worried about him. And Brooke is like, you don't need to be thinking about this man. All right, who want to go first on that part from Monday?
I was going to say she was about to slap her daughter. With that tone, that anger. She was like, you better knock some sense into, get some sense into your head or something. That is not your man. That friendship is over. It is all done. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want him to get out of my life. I don't want to lose his friendship. Girl, that's done. Because he sure is not thinking about you as a friend.
No, he had just... Go ahead.
She betrayed their friendship. She absolutely betrayed their friendship. And two, the repercussions go up, down, and across the entire family.
Yep. 2 families involved. 3, actually.
3.
Exactly. And yes, Gail, I think part of the title of my recap on Monday was called Toxic Kisses. Yes, that's exactly what it was, because we were coming off of Luna and Bill, and then we had this whole thing with Hope and Finn. But Brooke was like, she got loud. I mean, it even freaked Hope out. Hope was looking at her like, dang, I ain't never heard my mama yell at me like that.
Well, and I'm so glad that they had Hope say, I thought it was great. Everything felt like it was amazing, or whatever she said. And then she said, and then I opened my eyes and I saw the look on Finn's face, and I was like, yeah, man, he was pretty disgusted.
In that moment, she realized.
Messed up.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, while that conversation was going on, Finn decided to drop some tea on Steph, too. Now, the interesting thing is, he explained it exactly how it was. Like, hey, you took a phone call. Soon as you walked out that door, Hope pulled me to the side and kissed me, and I pushed her right off. And Steph turned around and said, you kissed Hope. He looking like, did you just not hear what I said? She kissed me. What did y'all think about Steph trying to put this all on him? Well, part of it on him.
Yeah, well, you said he went and dropped some tea on Steffi, and she took that tea and tried to make it a mocha latte because she started adding her own ingredients and her own scenarios into that whole thing. Like, we talked about this. I felt like that was just so erratic of her to do that. He's sitting here trying to tell this woman what went down, and the only thing she can say is, you kissed Hope. Like, no, that's not what happened. And for her, as we've all talked about, for her to have those 2 kisses in her back pocket and not to be understanding of him in that situation, Steffi was completely in the wrong for how she reacted when he was telling her the truth, something she hasn't been doing.
Yeah, hypocritical.
It is hypocritical, and she hasn't told him about the kisses, and I do agree that's wrong. And I still have her back because she warned him about Hope. He did not tell her about the whole hand massage, head massage,
that is true.
Conversations, all the stuff. So I'm y'all know me. Steffi's my character. I like her. And I like Hope too. Don't get me wrong. I do. I like Hope. There's times I side with Hope. But I really think Steffi was coming from a place of, are you kidding me? If you just would have listened to me, there never would have been an opportunity for that to even happen.
Yeah, what you got,
and that's why she's upset. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I thought you were done. What you got,
Brie? Oh, no, I was just going to say, that's, I think, a lot of why she's upset.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, okay. Go ahead, Brie. I'll let you get your piece in before I say something.
Oh no, you're good. I said quite a bit on Wednesday. I agree with everyone, and she is hypocritical. I do agree that she needed to lay into her husband because it got to a point where this girl got comfortable enough where he opened the door for her to walk in and be able to feel comfortable to kiss this man and say whatever she wants to say about his wife. And it's the same thing he kind of did with Sheila too. Steffy was right about that, but she is hypocritical with those kisses. But I think Steffy has this thing where she gets all in her head and very impulsive and wants to make moves instead of just being logical about a situation, because he laid everything out exactly as it happened, like a good doctor should do.
Yeah, I agree. So let me ask you guys this, because this is just for conversation piece. And I understand that Liam and Steffi have a kid and all of that, because I think this came up in the group chat about the two of them co-parenting, but every chance Liam would get, he would always try to say something about Finn. Now, granted, we did see Steph say, "Please don't talk about my husband like that," or whatever. But she never, he felt comfortable being able to still come back and say those same things on many different occasions, and sometimes creep around Steph, even if it had nothing to do with the kids. He was just there to try to figure out a way and stick his toe in the water. I mean, so do you think it's been both ways? Because just as much as Finn has been massaging and giving compliments and all this kind of stuff, what do you think about on the flip side with not only her sitting on those two kisses, but the fact that every chance that Liam could get, he would always try to say something about her marriage?
But remind me of where this happened, because there was a point where Steffi did talk to Finn, and that was, when did Finn go, and for what reason did he go to Liam's office and tell him to stay away from Steffi and call him a little puke?
That was in the fall of 2023.
And since that time, has he not said to Liam, has he not confronted Liam about it? I thought there was one other time since then that he confronted him again.
He did. That's when Steffi gave him some, and it was the day after he was grinning in the office, and then Liam just showed up saying like, "Oh, I had a doctor's appointment," and this is when Sheila was arrested.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he got in her face about the Go ahead.
And then he was like, "Well, my wife told me all the things you were saying about me," and then he kind of laid into Liam about staying away from his wife. And that was, I almost want to say, what was it, about a month and a half ago?
Yeah, but he was talking about the stuff with Sheila, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I don't know. I was wondering, because I've been seeing different comments across social media about that. And I know I've had my take on it as well. And I kind of wanted to see, what you guys thought about it as we had this conversation live, and what they're saying in the chat. What about you, Jay? What you think?
Yeah, well, I think you know where I stand on this, T. As we talked about this just a few days ago in the group chat, it has been, kind of like on both sides, because yes, we understand that they have the kids, right? And that's always going to be a connecting factor. But I feel like, for her to say she doesn't want him to have certain friendships with Hope, she doesn't want him to have a friendship with Hope, excuse me. But at the same time, she's around Liam way more than I think she should be. And you can keep a co-parenting relationship and have that aspect of your relationship on point, but he doesn't need to be coming to see you when the kids aren't even around. He doesn't need to be coming to your job as often as he had been, and then when he does talk to you, sometimes he'll always have some kind of little saying, "Oh, if we were together, if I ever had a chance to be with you again," that type of stuff. She needs to shut that down better than what she had been doing.
Yeah, and then even when Ivy came to town back in May, You know, that was her own private moment between the two of them, whether Liam was going to do anything, move forward with Ivor or whatever. She interrupted. She had other stuff to do, but you interrupted that whole thing to pull this man away when you supposed to been going to do some work at the office, but you take him all the way back to your house.
Yeah, and she looked like a jealous girl. It looked like a girl in high school seeing another girl go after the boy she likes. Yeah. And she was jealous about it. It kind of had that vibe to it. Yeah. So what is that all about?
Yeah, I mean, you're a whole married woman to somebody else. Why do you care if Liam is kissing anybody out there? Mm-hmm. You know, so
I mean,
go ahead.
Aren't exes for a reason?
Yeah, that's what they say.
I mean, you know. Mm-hmm. And why didn't they bring? I thought they were bringing Ivy back. I mean, she was there for, what did we get her, like an entire 1.5 minutes?
Yeah, a day and a half. I did that on that standalone video I did earlier this week or last week about the different weird things about the storylines, and then bringing Ivy back for one day, a day and a half. Mm-hmm.
Like 2 episodes. Yep. And remember, Trish, these are the same people that said we were supposed to see Xander again, and that never happened. So
exactly, where did he go?
Technically, because at least we actually did see her.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let us move into. Okay, so we did talk about the scolding of Finn for disrespecting her. So Steph decided that she needed some space, because that space, and she even crashed into Hope, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, because, you know, I've seen Steffy slap some folks, shoot some folks, but we were hoping for a slap down with Hope, but that didn't happen.
Something. But, you know, I mean, Hope is older. Steffy in the show, without Soap aging, is older than Hope. So she would have always viewed her as, even if she didn't, you know, love her, as her younger half-sister. Mm-hmm. But sort of not half-sister, because it's Brooke's daughter with Deacon, but they're still the marriage, so there would be stepsisters, right?
I guess.
Mm-hmm. Is that okay?
Wait a minute. So, Brooke and Riz didn't even get remarried again yet.
No, they're not even married.
Nope.
She was designing her dress back earlier in the year, and that was the last thing I heard.
That must gonna be the most beautiful wedding dress ever seen to humankind, and she's still working on that thing.
Wait, here's the other thing. Then these weird spoiler pics came out like earlier this month or late in July that showed her being proposed to, or him sliding a ring on her finger, and that never happened either.
Right. I do remember that. And then there was dialogue early this year where she said, like, well, I hope you can put a ring on it. So I'm like, he took the ring away?
So I don't know why they dragging this out. I mean, I could, I don't know. They get married for the 150th time, but it was just interesting how they had been talking about it. And at this point, now we're coming up on September, they're still not married, so whatever. But anyway, yeah, so Steffi decided that she gonna take a step back to think about how to fix her marriage. I think maybe you should have stayed with your husband to figure out how to fix your marriage.
You know, everybody's a runner.
She's a track star.
She always runs when it comes to Finn. She runs away from Finn, but then she always try to chase after Liam all those years.
Yeah, like when she was on her knees holding his leg and he was dragging her.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
yeah. She has never done that for Finn. Finn could be walking out the door. She like, bye.
I think she learned her lesson doing it once.
What you say, Trish?
I said she learned her lesson doing it once. Why would you ever let any man cause you to get on your knees and beg like that again, ever?
Yeah.
For any reason.
Well, the other thing is with this whole situation is that if you if you notice somebody's after your, somebody like Hope, why would you leave?
Yeah.
That makes me think subconsciously she wants it to end so she can run back to Liam.
Well. That brings us into Wednesday. Because when she goes over to the house to talk about her taking off for a while, she go tell Liam. Now, Bree, you talked about this on Wednesday. She could have made a phone call, right, Bree?
She could have called the assistant because she said she found out where he was at from his assistant. She could have left that same message with that same assistant.
Yep.
She could have called. She could have sent like a pen pal, anything. She needed to drive all the way over to Bill's house just to tell him that.
Yeah. She could have just said, "Hey, can you leave a message that I'm going out of town for a bit, and I need him to watch the babies," because he left Hayes with Finn and Kelly. I mean, she was like, "I ain't taking no kids. I ain't going nowhere."
Mama needs a break.
She said, "You go with your daddy, and he go with his daddy." Done.
Yep, she was like, "Nope, no husbands, no exes, no kids, no nothing. Y'all just leave me alone."
She, me, myself, and Irene it.
Yeah, well, she probably wished she had stayed in that house as we get to the end of the week.
Right?
Because she definitely going to be me, myself, and I by the end of the week.
Right?
Goodness. And my thing is, why was it so deep for her to want to leave the kids? And I'm like, you put this man through worser scenarios than these kisses.
I know.
Even the kisses that she had with Liam are not as worse as what she did to Finn a couple years ago and put him through a paternity situation. And he forgave her then too.
Yeah, the thing is, Steph act like she walked in the room and saw Finn blowing Hope's back out or something. I mean,
he might as well.
The whole reaction.
She actually caught Liam doing that, didn't she?
In the dressing room.
In the dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting to that point, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was up against the wall. And Liam had Hope up against that wall.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, Jay, you have to say it like that. Listen, I know we ain't had that type of scenery on both shows in a while. We need to get back to that, writers.
Yes.
Shoot.
We need a petition.
Man, tell me about it. But yeah, her reaction was, if that was the case, like she walked up in their home, in their bedroom, and Hope was in their bed or something. And I'm like, girl.
That would be a burning bed.
Why you say that?
Light it up.
Brooks definitely would be. Brooks definitely would be. Her bed would definitely be a burning bed.
Her bed is a crisp by now.
Yeah.
They had to replace it, remember?
That is true. And Steffy was like, it had all that mileage.
Her bed about to look like Luna's building.
Oh, damn.
You're right.
Oh, goodness.
That is funny. But yeah, Aditya said that's an interesting thought. Finn blowing out Hope's back. Y'all want to see that?
No.
Well, according to some, y'all not gonna know where Hope's back ends.
I just don't want him sharing another pain.
If you get what I mean.
Y'all crazy. Oh man. All right. So then also with the whole thing happening on Tuesday, we saw Taylor and Ridge catch up, and there was a whole lot of flirting going on. Ridge,
he's shameless, and she's just gonna soak up whatever attention she can get at this point. I really don't like that.
who you talking about? Taylor?
Taylor with Ridge. It's like any attention's good attention. No, it's not. It's not good attention. Don't let him be flirty with you at this point.
I know, right?
Well, I mean, he technically is a available man. He's not married.
There's no ring on it, but
I don't know. And he was just telling Brooke in Rome, "You're the love of my life."
yeah, right.
You know, and then Taylor sachets in the door, and he's talking about, "Oh my God, I always love you, and you just so this," and that. I'm like, "Oh Lord, here we go. Are we gonna do another triangle again?"
I hope not.
See, that's why I wish Taylor would have came back with a new dude, and let Ridge be jealous for a chance. What y'all think about that?
I have a hard time even calling this girl Taylor. I'm calling her Little T.
Oh Lord.
She's so little and short, and she looks so young. She barely looks older than Steffy.
Okay,
Hey.
let's not go there. Here we go. We're going to close that door.
Yeah. Jay, you're not going to pick on the short people, okay? I'm
No, it's not
chairman of the
a
short community now.
It's not
Okay.
I'm just saying she's so diminutive, and you know what I mean. She's just like so young looking, and I don't think I'm not saying that as a diss at all. Rebecca's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. She's just so young looking. She looks like you've seen what people have been saying. She looks like Steffi's sister. It's hard for me to call her Taylor still. I still got to get used to it.
Oh,
I mean, it's not her fault that Steffi wears all that weave and all that makeup to look older, though.
dang. All right.
But I actually really like this version of Taylor because she is like, she'll accept the compliments, but when it came to her children, her daughter, she's like, look, you haven't done such and such. My daughter feels like you stepped over her when it came to this business decision. Why did you do that? And he's like, I'm trying to do the best I can. Like, no, you're not. She's very snappy, and she is not missing a beat, especially when it came to Brooke, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
And
snapped that whole too.
Yeah, that's Rebecca as an actress. She's a lot of her characters have that in her. They're very snappy like that. So she's really good at portraying that.
Listen, I don't want to have to get you in, because Dewan had a whole hashtag says she's not my Taylor. So
Oh, Dewan, she only been on the show for about a week.
Little T is feisty. Dewan.
Dewan was typing that all through my Facebook group. I'm like, come on, it's gonna be all right.
The Little T, I love that. I don't know. Cynthia.
Who is his Taylor, though? Is it Hunter Tyler or is it Chris Allen?
Probably. A lot of people are.
Hunter is still the best.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter goes way back, so. Anyway. Yeah. Taylor clapped back at Hope and Brooke. She wasn't afraid. I mean, I understand Rebecca Buddick is 5'1", but she got tall energy when it comes to those two ladies.
Yeah, she's a fighter for sure. I don't know if she has the Napoleon complex, but that little woman definitely is a fighter.
Good for her. That Taylor needed that. Not to say that Chris Allen didn't do that. I felt that she was a little bit more passive when it came to the interaction between Hope and Thomas, and kind of let Hope go off scot-free and let Hope say whatever to her. This Taylor right here, she's not going to go for that, especially when it comes to her kids. Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, she read the riot act telling her you just like your mama. She went in, I hope.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. All right. So, let's see. This is Wednesday. To Wednesday. What happened to Wednesday? Tuesday. Oh, here's Wednesday. Okay. So then, that's right. Well, during all this interaction is right after Steffi leaves and she decided to talk to Liam. Tell her I'm going out. I'm not bringing them kids. You keep the baby girl. He's going to keep the baby, whatever. So when she decided to come back in, this takes us into Thursday. She left her phone. Now, Jay, I thought she left her keys because remember you were asking me yesterday whether or not, because you saw her take her purse, but she left her phone. It was obviously we saw that today. But when she came back at the end of yesterday's episode, that's when she saw and heard Luna and Bill and was about to lose it. And it left us with that cliffhanger, which brings us to Friday, which is today's episode. Okay. I'm going to say this, and I said this earlier today. When is Steffy going to learn to stop confronting folks?
Exactly. Confront some people that you know at least. You don't know Luna like that. You were in Bill's house. Confront Bill.
Thank you.
Right.
She just had to be Olivia Benson, just hop in her car and investigate. And she had Olivia Benson's outfit on too. She forever wants to be a crime fighter. Girl, leave it alone. You were in Bill's house.
I mean, Luna saw her through that mirror. And she was like, let me close my mouth and figure out a way to slide up at this house. And instead of, like we just said, Steffy confronting maybe Bill or saying, Bill, what's going on? That girl kissed you. What's up with that? Here's the other thing. She's a CEO of a multi-international fashion house. You can't just be running on nilly-willy like Bree just said as Olivia Benson. Confronting people. This girl works for your company. You need to go talk to your family. You need to, like I said, she could have talked to Bill, but instead she always want to run up on somebody. And just like what happened in 2022, she ended up with a bullet in her husband's belly. She ended up with a bullet in her. And now you end up with drinking the Kool-Aid. And now you're on the floor in the cage. Because you
I said
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I had said the same thing when she followed this girl. And I'm like, at this point, why are you even working at Forrester? It's obviously you want to be a cop. You want to be a detective or something. So call Lieutenant Baker and get the application, because I don't know, why are you always out here trying to solve crimes? And like y'all said, she should have stayed and talked to Bill. But no. When she saw Luna getting ready to leave the house, she shuffled her little feet, looking like a Scooby-Doo character, like one of the Scooby Gang, and ran. And then she followed this girl all the way back to her apartment. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you always playing detective? What's in it for you? I don't get it. So she brought it on herself, just like she did back in 22, like you said.
What you got, Bree and Trish?
I was about to say, the energy that she came in when she walked into Luna's house, I was a little upset, because I'm like, when she walks into Sheila's house, she's ready to karate chop people. Where was that energy for Luna? Especially since you saw that girl kiss Bill, and you know she was with your brother.
Right.
So where's this karate chop? Where's this Chuck Norris energy at? You just walk in there calm, I saw you. What is this about? Girl, once again, you could have called and could have asked, but more importantly, you could have stayed over at Bill and get the real information. If you know she was going to lie to you, or you knew that she was scheming, why are you talking to the schemer? Talk to Bill. At least you know him. Y'all used to scheme together. I'm sure he would have kept it real with you.
Right.
And can we not hype up how smart Steffy is? Yes, she's she's smart. I'm not saying she's not, but I'm gonna need the hyping of her smartness to stop, because when you told this girl, I know what you're doing, and then this girl went into cold-blooded mode and went straight to that fridge and bought you something to drink, and you sitting there sipping it. Where was your mindset at? I still can't get over that tea. That girl was sipping that tea. Every other second, she was taking a sip, and Luna took one little baby sip and stood there and watched her. You wouldn't find that suspicious when you're accusing somebody of something, and then they say, hey, would you like a drink?
Right.
My alert.
Wait a
My
minute.
alerts.
Wait, but that's the same thing Jordan did to the Newman family.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you some water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, is she working with Jordan? Oh my goodness.
Got the perfect concoction of exactly what amount of drugs to put in, right? Maybe she got that from her.
Shoot,
Oh my
Oregon
goodness.
ain't that far from LA, is it? It's on the
But
west
if I'm
coast.
accusing, if I'm following somebody to their house and accusing them of something, and they say, "Hey, want a drink?" I'm gonna say no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say sure. Like, no. Like, I don't understand why she did that.
And who is trusting of people like that? Like, you don't know how she made the iced tea, but no. Like, she is too trusting with people handing her stuff. Like, girl, if you already had a suspicion that she was drugging these people, why are you accepting any form of liquid from her?
Well, first of all, how are you gonna go up in an abandoned building drinking anything?
Yes.
Why is the electricity on, right?
And how gangster is Luna to have the tea already made with the drugs in it?
Right.
I'm like, this girl is vicious. She had it prepared. You didn't see, because usually, guys, you know how soaps is. Usually, you see somebody pour the drinks, right, and then they take out like a little vial, and you see them pour the little powder. No, all she did was pour the thing. She already had it ready. That girl is prepared.
That is baby Sheila. She studied at Sheila Carter University, and I guess Jordan is the professor. So she getting all A's on her exams. Good for her. And Steffi went down for the count with the quickness after a couple of sips, and I'm like, I wonder if she is going to like put more in her system. I had another theory earlier today too, because Steffi was a former drug addict. Because that's going to kick on her addiction again.
You think she's gonna be in that cage fiending? Can I please have another cup of tea?
Yeah.
Well, like, wait a minute, like Nikki did when she was pouring that bottle back.
Yeah. Yep. I honestly think they're trying to mirror a little bit of what happened on Y&R with Nikki with Steffi.
Oh,
I hope not.
I hope not too. And aren't they supposed to demo that building? Like, how many days it's been going on now?
Well, Steffi gonna be in there all to the end of next week, and it looked like Finn it might be the one that saved her though.
She's gonna have her little mini Jordan moment because she's gonna be in that cage in the same clothes for a week, gaining a reek. That's good for something to eat.
They cut the costume budget.
But the difference, at least Victor was trying to feed Jordan something. Well, he tried to feed her alcohol and she wouldn't drink it, so he gave her them doggone Brussels sprouts. Luna is going to try to starve Steffi because by the end of the week, the spoiler was saying that she was weak and starving. So.
Oh.
Wow, this girl
Luna. Goodness gracious.
So that gets me to question her entire stay in LA going all the way back. Were you actually a virgin? Did you really think that was RJ you were sleeping with? Or did you know you were dipping into something else? Or he was dipping into you? Was all this stuff all set up by you? Even at that pregnancy test, did you think you were pregnant and maybe was being a little baby gold digger then, thinking you was going to get some Forrester money from RJ? Or even Zende?
Yep. This calls all of that into question because remember, when she first came onto the scene, she said she knew RJ because she followed him on his social media. You remember he was a big social media star. Right. Going around doing adventurous things like bungee jumping and posting it to his channels. So she could have targeted him even then, thinking that was going to be the come up. And then the situation with Bill came up and she saw that as a next level. Like, okay, I can leave this and go up for the billion. So she could have been targeting RJ from the beginning too, looking for the come up.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Trish.
Oh, didn't somebody mention the phone call that she got from Poppy in the very beginning, and Poppy begging her to please leave LA and get out of LA and get away from that family? I mean, did they already know she was this way and tried to stop her, or is that just not going to come to anything?
That's a good question.
I think Poppy was begging her because she didn't want her there because her sister was there, and at that time,
but
Lee
they
was,
could twist it.
Was treating her so badly. But yeah, they could.
They could twist that. Maybe that was the reason why she was begging her to leave. Maybe they can also add, because writers can pivot at any time. But one of the reasons why Lee didn't want them there because maybe she know her niece had a dark side. And then it finally comes out when this come out all together, probably beginning of September or whatever, or next week. Lee was like, I didn't want this to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I knew Luna had problems. I knew something was wrong with her. Who knows how they can write that?
Right. But the thing about that is, I think in earlier dialogue, Lee said that she barely had spoken to Poppy and Luna, that they don't have a close relationship because her and Poppy never got along, and that they were like estranged for each other. But to be honest, it actually goes back to Eric Forrester, because same way he hired on Sheila not doing a background check, guess who hired her to help with his line?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're mirroring her. See, this is baby Sheila. They are just from start to finish. Like, she went to the whole university, she got her degree, and she is collecting all her points. Look at this. This is baby Sheila at her finest. I don't think she was ever a virgin. I think she wanted to sleep with Zende. I think she was trying to get a baby, and then because I felt it was weird how she immediately thought she was pregnant. I'm like, it could have been antacid, and it was. But I think she wanted to get pregnant from those guys. And this whole dramatization about trying to find her father, I think she got a whole attraction after Bill came to comfort her that one day in their apartment, and I think it started from there for her pursuing Bill.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Poppy knows what's going on with this girl mentally?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like she do. She thinks that, oh my God, what's going to happen with Luna? Somebody got to watch out for her while I'm in here.
Yeah, she has no idea. And I think Luna has had the wool over everyone's eyes. I don't think anybody knew Luna was like this.
That girl probably got like a body count of 20. She probably, and the thing is, she's very comfortable around her mother's drugs. So I wouldn't put it past this girl to, have a tolerance. Because I think someone said in the comments, like, why didn't she go down? I forget who said that in the comments. Because I think she has a tolerance. So she knows to take a little bit here and there. And even when she was taking those mints, I think she knew what she was doing too.
So, also that happened on today's episode, which was Bill confronting Lee about the paternity test on whether or not she tampered with it. And so she was like, at first she was like, what do you mean Luna's not your daughter? What are you talking about? So she actually think that, number one, that test was right, that she conducted it. She also said that it would be unethical for me to do something like that. But I'm like, yeah, even though you don't like Sheila Carter, you was about to let her flatline. Finn was the one that brought her back.
Right.
So let's talk about ethics. But, at this point, Bill turned around and asked her, do you think Poppy tampered with the test? I'm like, here we go again. Y'all were all standing in that room. Why would you even ask that question if you pulled Lee to ask her, because she was the one that conducted the test? It's like sometimes they throw these little things in there that just don't make sense and it's stupid. What did y'all think about their interaction?
I believe Lee.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, I believe Lee. And just the fact that she was like, look, you can give me a lie detector test. Like, where's Maury at? Y'all are not going to blame this on me. I was very happy that they said that, because they're both like least suspecting Luna in this case.
Right.
They're both Bill is thinking it is Poppy, but no one's thinking about Luna. But my thing is, Bill, you have no cameras in your house. You're a whole billionaire.
Right.
Like that. Like, never mind. He don't lock his doors either.
Right.
But I was happy that cleared up any suspicion I had regarding Lee. So I know she didn't do that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he should have had some cameras up in that house or something. But honestly, let me ask you a question, because some people were saying this when I had the conversation earlier today, that Katie should have been in Steffi's position instead of Steffi.
I agree with that. Yes. With all the suspicion that she had, she should have been the one to catch Luna and Bill, be distraught. She would have went after Bill and see what the hell was going on.
Right.
I think she would have made a total scene and stopped it in its action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then something would have happened in Bill's house. But they wrote it how they wrote it. They just have to include Steffi and everything. But I really do believe it should have been Katie in this case.
What about you, Jay?
Nope, I am perfectly happy that it's Steffi that's going to be locked up in that cage. And
Jeez.
The Punisher has spoken.
I think I get why people think seriously. I get why people think it should have been Katie, but I actually do think we're gonna get more of a story with Steffi in this situation. I think more storylines will be affected with Steffi being in the position she's in, because it's gonna involve more people. Because I was even thinking about it. They can go so many different ways. Like, what if like Taylor accuses Hope of having to do something with Steffi being missing? Like, it could be like blame, spread around. It's going to be so many people suspicious because, that situation is out there amongst some people, knowing that Hope was going after her husband. And so I feel like it's going to be more drama, which is always better with Steffi being in this position over Katie.
What about you, Trish?
Yeah, I agree. I think the storylines will definitely be broader this way. I will say the look on Luna's face when she realized Steffi was there, that was like that instantaneous shift, and she's got that down. It was really, really well played. I'm impressed with how they're playing the story out, because I did not expect it to be her at all.
Wow. Yeah. Now, here's another question, and I talked about this on the lunchtime chat earlier today. When you are, and Steffi's not dead or anything like that, but she's sleeping, that's still heavy weight. Is somebody helping Luna? Luna's smaller in frame. Could she drag Steph and put her in a cage and all that stuff by herself?
Nope. I still feel she is not working by herself. Plus, it's a 20-year-old girl. A 20-year-old girl still. There's somebody counseling her. She didn't just learn this on her own. I mean, unless she's getting actual coaching from Sheila. She didn't learn all this on her own. That she's working with somebody. I think with that dead weight, I think a man is helping her. Yeah. It might actually be her own daddy, because we still don't know who her father is.
That is still correct. What if Justin is her father?
What?
Wouldn't she look more like Janae Aiko then if she was?
Yeah.
It will. I guess it depends on where your genetics pull from. I don't know. But somebody's help. To me, I think somebody's helping her do all this.
See, I don't think so, because didn't we find, isn't it said the cage is already there? So it's not like she had to, you know what I mean? I thought they said the cage is actually going to be...
Okay, so Steph fell...
And Steffi isn't the heaviest person in the world. You know what I mean?
But picking up 120... Just say she's 120 pounds. It's still 120 pounds to lift.
A dead weight.
Right.
Well, I don't think she picked her up. She probably just dragged her by her arms.
That's still heavy. I mean, that's easy for a man to say, but for a younger, smaller frame woman, that ain't that easy.
No, leverage is everything. If you got the right leverage, you can move a lot of weight.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that I've ever moved that much weight before, because I've never ever rolled anything up in a carpet or nothing like that.
Yeah, because they even teach that, Luna might know self-defense. And they even teach you how to do, weight transfer and self-defense. But not only that, there's another aspect, too. You know what they say. I'm not even saying this to be funny. They say psychotic people get that extra kind of strength. Like they find another level of strength. And if it's turning out that she's a psycho, she just might be stronger than she looks. So
like
I think
adrenaline?
And think about that too. I didn't even, the adrenaline aspect. If you're about to get caught doing something and like your back is against the wall, you find another level of strength when your back is against the wall and you have to get something done. So it could be that part of it too. And
okay, hold on. In the chat, do you think that Luna had an accomplice? Put a 1 if Luna had an accomplice, or put a 2 if you think that she did this alone. 1 accomplice, 2 she did it alone. I'm kind of wanting to get a gauge of what everybody is thinking, because look like we're kind of split over here. I think Trish and Jay think maybe she could have did it by herself, and then I know Bree and I are thinking otherwise. Okay, so
yeah, Jasmine Williams saying adrenaline rush. Somebody else says she got that Sheila Carter psycho strength. So there's a few people in here that think she did it on her own.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, you're starting to see both of the numbers now. And I also wanted to say something at the very beginning of the show. I know we were touting the nickname Baby Sheila that Bree gave her, but I saw a nickname said in here that I really loved, and I don't know, I think it fits even better. They're calling her Lunatic, and I really love that. I love that nickname.
I love that too. Well, Baby Sheila can be a lunatic. Baby Sheila lunatic.
That's so perfect. Lunatic.
Wait, hold on. I don't understand why so many people blaming Steffy. She wanted to find out what's going on with Luna. When you in a high power position, you can't be running around all willy-nilly like that. And you need to talk. You know Bill more than anybody. She don't know this young woman. She only know this girl as RJ's girlfriend. She should have talked to Bill to say, hey, what's going on with you two? I saw Luna kissing you. What's the problem? And then maybe talk to her brother, talk to her dad. That was the same thing we were saying back then. Instead of chasing Sheila around to the alley, she should have confronted her brother, Thomas, at the time, or go tell whoever else that, hey, I saw Thomas talking with Sheila in the alley, and they said about Brooke having the labels switched on her alcohol bottles. No, Steffi got ego and arrogance, and she decided that I'm going to confront any and everybody because I think I'm big, bad, bold, and almighty, and it blew up in her face not once but twice.
Yes. She was going around slapping and punching the psycho, a serial, a killer, and she let that get to her head. Like, oh, I'm the biggest, baddest around. I'm slapping and punching her around. Luna is not going to be nothing. So, but Luna just showed her what she capable of.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say she goes rogue a little way too much, and she's a mother of 2 kids, and it seems like she has all this occupied time to figure out what's going on with everybody else except for when she's at work.
Yeah, you instead of chasing her around, you need to be figuring out what's going on with your marriage. Because Hope is trying to come for your husband.
Right, and plus that's Finn's cousin. Why don't you tell your husband what you saw?
Right. Yeah, go call Lee. Go, you Poppy get visitors. Like, look, what's up with your
Right.
daughter? I saw her kissing your boyfriend.
Yeah, no joke.
And she loves to tell Finn what she's tired of. You know,
Mm,
what's she gonna do if Finn tells her, "I'm tired of you putting yourself in dangerous situations. You know, you were chasing my mother around all the time, putting yourself in dangerous positions, and then you put yourself in this position. Why can't you ever just come to somebody instead of going rogue and doing what you want to do?"
mm-hmm. Because every time she does that, it
You got two
ends
young
up with
kids.
her almost gone.
Hmm.
You
You
know,
got a family to think of. You got two young children, a husband, and you going around playing Detective Benson, like Bree said.
exactly. You
I
know,
mean, at what level do CEOs start having security? Like,
that's what I said
what's the net
earlier,
worth?
Trish. I was,
Yeah.
I was saying that earlier. Where's her security team? Because remember, Luna is also an employee of that same company. Should she even
Hmm.
be working there? I mean, there's a
Right.
lot of stuff, but for her to just go and confront this girl, no, man, it just, well, she found out. She looked up at Luna. Luna standing over her, looking down, like, yeah, what? Close your eyes and go to sleep.
Oh, and I
Not
want to
good.
touch on that. Trish, you brought up the look when she saw Steffi in the mirror. For me, it wasn't that moment. It was when she was talking to Steffi, when they were face to face, and Steffi was asking her about, Tom and Hollis. And then when Steffi realized that it was her, and she says, "Oh my God, it was you," Luna gave a smirk in that moment. Like it was almost like
Hmm.
a smirk of admission. Like, you know
Yep.
what I mean? Like a devilish smirk.
Right.
That was the moment for me that, like, oh wow, she flipped that switch and she just revealed herself. That moment it was so good, but it was also so eerie and like,
Hmm.
yeah, that moment was pretty intense.
Yep.
Great
That's
acting.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa Yamada rocked it out the park with these last
Yep.
couple days.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's been acting this whole time. Like she's been giving some Oscar-winning performances, like crying over Hollis, crying about not knowing who her daddy is, crying. I'm like, okay. Like looking back at, it, I'm like, she really is selling this good girl, innocent, poor me, woe is me sort of act.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, she is just raggedy as all hell, and it shows. So this is good acting on this girl's part.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think a lot of this, of what this young woman is going through and her mental state, is it due to Poppy and raising her in this free spirited lifestyle?
I
Or,
think
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I think not having her dad has like really damaged this girl
Okay.
because she even said like she moved around a lot with her mom. She barely made any friends. So she was kind of isolated in a lot of ways to like her mother was her only friend. And then she see her mother take drugs and do this. So she kind of had to fend for herself. I think she had a lot of bottled up emotions that she couldn't really get out. So she's punishing her mother because she's punishing her mother. She wanted her mother to go to jail.
Yeah. So maybe a lot of this, she's angry at her mom at the life that she had and keeping the secret of who her father is. Again, we still don't know who her father is.
Yep.
Not only that, but they could really take this down a darker path if they want to, because the situation is there. If Poppy was this free loving, pill popping person who was meeting up with different rich men, and that she was bringing these men home, you know what I mean? Like, this could have affected Luna in a lot of different ways that they haven't even discussed yet. So, because you say to yourself, well, why would she hate her mother so much that she would set her up like this and put her in this situation? So we may be just scratching the surface of what Luna really had to go through growing up with Poppy as a mother.
I agree with that, because she even said she never had the stability, and that's why she was grateful for Bill for even giving her like an ounce of stability, and all those men that was running out of her mother's house or that she was dealing with, because her mother's never had a real stable, real relationship.
So
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish, Bree.
No, that was all. That it just shows what she's been through with her mother.
What about you, Trish? You got anything?
Well, I mean, obviously she has deep-seated issues. She has daddy issues. She has mommy issues. She has a lack of anybody else. I mean, it's always been just the two of them. To me, that's isolation. When you're in that kind of isolation, it's almost like a Claire situation where you don't know how to be an adult. You don't know how to act. Is the manipulation what you learn by watching your mom be this, free spirit and kind of getting what she needed at the time from whomever she needed it from? I mean, I don't know. There's going to be a lot to peel back with this. It'll be interesting to see if they just find Steffy and take her away, or if they actually do something with the character.
Myra Florence had a really great comment. She said, Luna and Hope are somewhat similar. They're different aspects, but they've grown up with mothers who made different choices for their lives, and they are the product of it.
Yeah.
And Melissa Spencer said what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say that.
I see it.
Here. Yeah. I'm that's what I'm considering.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I wonder would the writers go that deep with this?
I mean, they did it before in earlier seasons.
Oh, also, I would like to point out Gail Lewis said something very interesting too, and it would kind of make sense. She said she thinks Taylor is going to be the person that helps Luna with her issues, and that actually would make sense now that you have her back on the show. And when all of this comes out with Luna, Taylor may be the psychiatrist that she has to go see.
I don't know
if Luna's around.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
If she still took two bodies, she's gonna be behind bars.
Yeah, well, but you know how that works sometimes. If she gets to plea insanity, then a lot of times these people end up having to go see a psychiatrist. You know what I mean? Instead of or in lieu of a sentence. So you never know.
It depends on Lisa's contract, because I know she's coming up on a year. So I'm wondering if maybe they'll send her off to prison for attempted and double homicide. Because what's happening with Steffy is attempted.
Yep.
And
that is true.
And then what happened with Tom and Hollis is double homicide. So that's a litany of charges.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't gonna get out of prison till she probably 95 years old.
Yeah. She needed to talk to Sheila Carter's connections.
Right.
She needed to speak.
Go talk to Deacon. Deacon was the one that got Sheila. Yeah, I was gonna say that
latest and greatest one was Deacon.
Right.
Yeah. He's the one that got her out.
Here's my other question. Did she actually say for example Bill decided to go along, and what was she expecting to do with Bill? To be in a relationship with him?
Yes.
How would you explain that to RJ, the Forresters, Poppy, anybody else that know? It's like
you wouldn't care.
Yeah, she wouldn't care. She's like, look, I got a billionaire. If you can't, she wouldn't be concerned about RJ. And I thought that was the most hilarious thing. She would have thought she would have been upset that this man put her mother in jail. If he didn't feed that information to Katie, her mother would not be in jail.
That is true. But
she would have used one of Brooke's famous lines for sure. She was following her heart. She would have, she would tell RJ, I'm so sorry, but we fell in love and I was following my heart. That's how she would have portrayed it.
But you know what? She realized that RJ runs his mouth. He was running his mouth about her so-called V card all over the place. So she probably fed him that information knowing that it was going to get around anyway. Yeah. Because he can't keep his mouth shut.
I highly agree with it. That's exactly how that went down.
Yeah.
So she
I
wasn't
wanted to say that too.
surprised.
Yeah.
And then she kept him at arm's length. She didn't call him. And you would think this girl being so emotional, she would want to be in her arms of her boyfriend, right? No, she's texting him. She's not even inching to go be with him or even to cuss him out for putting her mom in jail. She ain't even been to the jail to go see her mother either.
Nope. And then trying to make everybody believe, yeah, you know what? Maybe my mom did do it. I can't believe she probably did it.
She changed her tune real quick.
Yep.
Wait, so now this makes me wonder too. Was she really ever concerned about her breath as much as she showed, or is that somehow even a part of her act? Because you remember how she was always concerned about her breath, and that's why she was always popping mints in the first place? Was that even real?
So so do you think maybe she wasn't popping mints? Maybe she was already doing some stuff?
Well, no, I wasn't even thinking that specifically. Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering, was her whole persona so contrived and so, calculating that she even created these quirks of hers just to make her, oh, you're so cute. Your breath is fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You always, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, was she just making up these quirks of her own just to give herself this innocent personality? Like, all of that probably was contrived, right?
I'm wondering, once it all really comes out and she get arrested, right? Because there's a spoiler for Wednesday or Thursday that Deputy Baker is offered proof of some evidence. So whatever it is, they closing in on her. That's another spoiler that comes out next week, is that the walls are closing in on the killer, which obviously is her. Yeah. So probably once she's arrested, then we're going to get the entire timeline of whatever happened from start to finish with this. We're going to get flashbacks. We're going to get cut-in scenes, stuff that we didn't see. All of that.
They better
who else knows about her mother's, the 10? All of these things are callbacks when you look at it now. Like, when he came in and showed that the 10 was in the Ziploc bag or whatever, the evidence bag, who knew about Poppy's 10 more than she did? No one.
Right.
So she's the perfect person to plant that. And then remember when we first saw the Tom, and specifically the Tom, I can't remember the Hollis one as well, but everybody was saying during the Tom one, they thought that was a female hand. And look who to us now looks like the prime suspect, Luna. So all of this stuff is making sense. Even with Keith saying Hollis must have knew who it was, because when they approached him, he looked at them like they knew him. So all of this stuff does lead back to her.
I'm curious to find. I want to go back and find that episode of right before Tom's performance, because Poppy talked to him saying that Luna was the father. Did she follow Poppy to Sheila's house?
I think she did. She even wanted to go to the event.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then this is where I said Poppy went rogue, but I think she probably followed her mother, overheard everything, but then at the same time, she would have had to have that powdery substance ready.
How would she know what? Because unless she knew about what Tom was trying to do. But why would you already have that walking around town with that if you walked up on your mom going at it with Tom and says, oh, I'm finna get rid of this dude?
Unless she had an accomplice who was already there at that event and was helping her out. And when it came to Hollis, she had a close relationship with Hollis. It didn't take much to drug him.
Well, what I think we're going to see, because T, like you said, and we've been discussing this for a while too, I think we are going to get a lot of flashback scenes to fill in things.
Right.
And I think one of the flashback scenes we're going to get is, I believe Luna overheard that whole conversation when Tom delivered the pizza.
Oh, that's a good one. And then
she walked in at the end, like, who is this? Like, like unassuming. But I think she overheard all of that. And by that point, they had already been moving in to Bill's mansion, and Luna was set on not losing that lifestyle.
That's a good point.
So I think that's why she came to the event because she overheard everything Tom said, and she didn't want any possibility of Tom coming out as her father. So she was going to end that right there and then.
But the thing about that, prior to that, they had a whole DNA test. So they need to cut back to if she altered that test, or was it just a false positive?
Mm-hmm.
That's the main one I need to see.
Oh, when he came to deliver the pizza, they had already did the paternity test at that point?
It was established, yeah. Because even Poppy confronted him and said, like, oh, we already did a DNA test. You're not Luna's father.
Yep.
So
maybe Luna found out about Tom even a little before that, and maybe once again flashback scenes we're gonna see, because we were all assuming either Poppy tampered with the test or maybe Lee. Some people were thinking Lee because she didn't want it to come out because she maybe thought Jack was the father. Maybe we'll get in flashbacks that Luna did something to the test.
You know, to be honest, I don't think she knew about Tom. In all honesty, I don't think she did. That's why I feel like it has to be a whole other person at that event that either saw Poppy and knew about Tom. That's why part of me really feels it's Jack and did his thing. And whatever happened with Paulus, she just put the pieces together and took out Paulus. She's not acting alone. There's no way she's acting alone. But the cutaway that I want to see is that paternity test, because they made a big deal about Lee doing it and Poppy messing it up, Lee messing it up. I want to see a cutaway of that DNA testing.
See, I'm not there yet with her having an accomplice. Excuse me. I still think right now she's doing this on her own.
Okay, so I also have seen some stuff on social media that this is a doppelganger, because just like, who is that, somebody just put it in there, and I forwarded the post that I saw into the group over on Facebook. Vicky says, notice Luna's clothes and hairstyle today are not her usual. So
she moved into the mansion. Her style started changing.
And then there was a side-by-side photo somebody did where it shows a difference of, I don't know, could it be, I hope this wouldn't be that extensive where they you know how we went through that whole thing with Sugar Sheila.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to see that either. That's something that had been in my mind, but I'm hoping that's not what it is, because we just had that with the whole Sheila and Sugar thing.
Somebody, I heard DID. I heard all types of things. So we'll probably find out by maybe the end of next week, maybe going into the first week of September, Labor Day week. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I will say I'm glad that it ended up like this, because we were like about to be over with this mystery.
Yeah. And they gave us a cliffhanger Friday for once. Same like last week. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. I'm glad. It was a good week.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm also wondering, is there any chance they're going to try to backtrack this and say the drugs, aka the meth she took, had some kind of long-lasting effect on her mentally?
I hope not. I think
because if you remember, we talked about this. I don't think she went to the hospital to get checked on after that incident. She just sat at home and rested and got back. I don't think she went to the hospital.
Or could she maybe right after that point got addicted to him from that point?
Yeah, that's a good point. But that's a really great point. But I honestly think from as soon as she came to LA and started working with Eric, that she has been plotting to work with the Forrester family, because she said that was her dream. That's something that she wanted to do. And she knew who RJ was. She was already following him and everything on social media. I think from start to finish, she wanted to get in with a rich family, a stable family, anything outside of what her reality was.
Yep. I don't know. It's they calling Poppy the gold digger. She was definitely, obviously, baby gold digger.
I don't know, man. She might have just taken the award for it in the crown because she's not behind bars.
Yeah, she
Blame
flipped
her
the
own
script
mama,
all right.
Trish. Blame her own mama, Trish.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and look like she ready to just leave her up in there for the next 70 years.
Right.
Unbelievable. That is diabolical. That's why I'm like, there's no way this girl is doing it by herself. Somebody is helping her. And the only other people we haven't really seen is the much of Justin and Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we don't know who her dad is. No indication, nothing yet.
I think you just got to give this girl her credit for her deviousness. I think she's doing this alone.
You think she's doing it by? So Jay, you really are thinking this is all just her.
Yeah, right now I'm truly convinced this is all Luna.
Wow.
It's hard for me to believe that because even Sheila, she always had an accomplice. She always had Mike Guthrie. Like, if they're making her baby Sheila, she got a whole accomplice working with her. Plus, this is a 20-year-old girl. And she's getting coached or somebody is helping her in some way or fashion because she can't have eyes on everybody. You know what I mean? So
Sheila was a whole different animal. She what Luna has gotten away with thus far is impressive, but Sheila is next level. She was able to manipulate, use, you know what I mean? Luna's not on those levels yet. Like Sheila, it was on a whole nother level of being conniving, being a mastermind, you know, the evil genius. Like, she saw how weak that one guy was that was like so in love with her, and she used that man to every advantage that she could. You know what I mean? So Luna doesn't. Not that we haven't seen anyone on screen. Now, does she have somebody on screen? I'm not sure. She's only 2021, so we haven't seen anybody that's been so obsessed and willing to do stuff like this for her, like we saw with that man. What was that man's name? Mike, the man that was obsessed with Sheila.
Mike Guthrie.
Yes. We haven't seen Luna with somebody like that on her side that she could take advantage of or use.
The only other person I can think of working with her would be her actual father. And they probably want to work to try to keep that identity secret as much as possible. I don't know. I'm just glad that we're getting a turning point as far as who the killer is, but can we figure out who her daddy is?
See, I actually think it's going to turn out that Tom was her father. And I think that's what makes the character even more evil, because she was willing to off who she thought her father really was to get what she wants. That makes her character that much more evil.
Yeah, I get what you got, Trish.
Yeah, I mean, it's all true. It's if Tom was her father, then she's guilty of patricide. That's pretty messed up.
What's the word again? Patricide?
Isn't that the word, patricide?
I've never heard it. That's my first time hearing it.
Let me look.
I mean, it fits, right? The father is the patriarch, the mother is the matriarch.
So
the word seems like it fits. Yeah.
Yeah, patricide.
Wow, when you unalive your father. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. But that
she's desperate to hold on to this lifestyle. It's obvious that this is what this is all about. She saw the walls crumbling in of Bill being her father. So she went to the next logical thing in her mind. It's logical to her because she's obviously a psycho. So now she's trying to seduce the man. You know, and like even when she got to the apartment today, y'all heard what she said, right? She said something to the extent of, how could you make such a mistake or rush something? She said that she knew she was moving way too fast and she was making a mistake. So you can tell, like, this is something that she's been planning to do once she realized the father-daughter relationship wasn't going to work. But she's moving too fast with it.
My thing is, if she could have just played the long game, because before all this started, Poppy and Bill were already in a relationship earlier this year. If she
Mhm.
had to let that whole thing materialize, who knows? Maybe he would have married her. She would have been the stepdaughter.
Yup. And
And
even
they
with
would have been one old big old family in that big old house living that life. But she wanted to be greedy.
yep, and even with that, T, he had already been telling this girl, no matter what, I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna be in your life. So even if she would have just played the long game that way by saying, okay, even if I'm not his daughter, he's with my mom. He still cares about me. I can just play this a long way, and he'll still see me as a daughter. But no, she's been too eager. She wants to secure this bag so badly that she's making funny moves, and then maybe that's where the youth and the ignorance kind of comes in because she's not thinking, long game. She just wanted to secure this so quickly that she's making mistakes.
Which is why I feel that she's being coached, because she doesn't know she can't really foresee like that sort of outcome to an extent, because once again, she's young. So I think the money was helping her, because all this time, if we go back to the fact that Poppy was saying that, hey, Bill is not your that's not your daddy. She kept on telling her that, and she's been really frustrated ever since meeting this man, that she said that man wasn't her father. But the issue that I have is she wanted to have any rich man next to her. So that's why she was trying to strong arm and still keep RJ in her life too. But when it came out that Poppy was like, look, we're going to do a DNA test and see if Bill is your dad, she completely kind of stopped most of her communication or most of her interaction with RJ from that point, and she focused and zeroed in on Bill.
Mm-hmm.
But see, Bree, your argument makes me think it's more evident that she's not working with anyone. Because if she had somebody coaching her up, especially, and I'm believing you're assuming this person is older, the person that would be working with her and coaching her up, that person would not have been telling her to go and kiss this man that soon, or even to pursue that like that. Because that wouldn't be the smart move. The older person would have been telling her to play the long game and just chill out. But like, if she told him about the first kiss, he or her certainly would have told her, well, don't do that again. You know what I mean? So that's why I think she's working by herself, because she's making young kind of mistakes. That person would have told her, don't do that. What are you doing? You're going to ruin all of this.
Well, that person could still tell her, but she's young and she can be rogue too. And then I don't know. See how this like creates a whole lot more discussion, more questions. The storyline became exciting again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it just
and Trish says 195 people in the chat.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
That is you. When I saw the Trish cut, yeah, okay. I thought that was you.
Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh, we hitting them. We hitting a new high.
Yeah, Brie, it is amazing, because you remember when we talked about this, I said if they go this route, it could make for really great stories, and they actually did it. Like, this has opened up so many things. So many things.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we covered. Oh, we got 94 likes. Thank you, Vicky. Yeah, this whole thing, I think because they drug it out since the month of June, and we were just like, can we figure out who the person is already? They did more in the last 2-3 days than they did in the last 2 months.
Yes, I highly agree with that. And it just creates a whole lot of other theories too, because she was really pressed to try to see if Bill was her dad at one point, until Poppy has shut that down. I don't know, there's a lot of directions they can really go in, but I'm just happy that they're wrapping this up. The question is, how long is this girl going to stay on the show?
Well, remember, like I said, she came in the fall of 23, and obviously because they don't have, as of yet, I'll just say that, a new contract signed after 2025, they probably only, I'm assuming, gave her a year contract. You know what I'm saying? Unless they decide to extend it. But this is coming close up on a year as we head into September for her, because I think she came on the scene like the end of September of last year when RJ came back, and she came right after.
Y'all see Brandon Eldridge's comment? I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with a broke.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know, but I gotta say, if this is her, toward the tail end, she's doing it. Lisa Yamada is doing an excellent job with this piece. I mean, because she's been crying, being the sweet little innocent young girl, crying the crocodile tears, being the virgin that come on the show and losing her V card to RJ, and her mommy is doing her wrong by lying to her about who her daddy is and keeping a secret and all this old kind of stuff. And she turned in to be sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta give it to her. Yeah, she should be. Bobby Wright said Luna should become the reoccurring character like Sheila Carter. I don't know how this is going. That would be nice if we could have her,
Like she goes off and does her thing, maybe, pursues Hollywood, perhaps comes back in 10 years, well, rolls around in 10 years, in her 30s, causing havoc for like RJ or the Forces. Oh my God, she could be the new Sheila.
Yeah, maybe they can age her up a little bit and she go across over to Young and the Restless and give Kyle a hard time.
Ooh. There's a lot that they can do with this girl now. Especially since they testing all the limits with this girl and she knocking it out the park. Baby Sheila, I can definitely see that. And they basically, this is the same blueprint for Sheila, because Sheila was a gold digger too.
I mean, why not? Since Young and the Restless have a contract extended all the way out to 2028, let her run away from LA, and come on over to Y&R, and she come in maybe she worked for Victor. Could you imagine if she could get one up on Victor?
She gonna end up in another dungeon, I guarantee that.
I mean, she came in and she snowed everybody on B&B. Let her come over here and rock, not that type of way, but put Victor to sleep, thinking that she's this nice girl working for Newman, and she come over there and take over.
But getting one on them fools over at B&B, like Ridge and Bill with that failed FBI situation, is a whole different animal than getting one over on Mr. Victor Newman now.
Right. I highly agree. At least he does a background check.
Like Jordan was able to do it, but I don't know if she's on Jordan's level.
Okay, well, make her. Well, listen, then, hey, maybe Poppy slept with Victor somewhere back in the day. Maybe Luna's his daughter.
Goodness gracious! How many men does she sleep with? My goodness!
I mean, Victor got kids. Victor got kids, so.
Or maybe she slept with Tucker because Tucker was a music guy, going on tour with bands and whatnot.
Poppy slept with Tucker.
That would be.
Yeah, maybe Luna's Tucker's daughter.
That would be an interesting writers. That would be a really awesome twist.
That would make Devon her brother, and then she can try to do some nefarious things there, like play the sister card, try to get into the company, get her riches that way. Your brother's a billionaire.
I won't hold, but they're messing up the Winters.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'd rather her be. What I would love is they find out that she's either Finn's daughter or Jack's daughter.
Yeah.
Bree want to keep it in the family.
No, the thing is, I'm going back to like January's episode, and a couple people were saying, like Lee and Poppy were saying, there's like a family secret. So I think they're going to lean more towards that or go back to that some way, somehow.
Wow. What you got, Trish? We'll make sure you get your 2 cents in, girl.
What?
I said, I will make sure you get your 2 cents in.
I mean, all these ideas are really great. I don't really have anything to add other than the fact that, man, she's doing a really great job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, I would say keep her around in the CBS franchise. If y'all not going to extend the contract for whatever reason on Bold, slide her over to the Young and the Restless. Somewhere. What y'all think? Yes?
Or put her over on a Lifetime movie network. She
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
was giving some Lifetime performances here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, she definitely could play in one of them Lifetime babysitter movies.
Mm-hmm.
oh, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. All right, did we cover everything on Bold? And y'all, I mean, we cleared all the Hope stuff out and the Finn stuff out and the Taylor stuff out.
Yep.
Okay.
Think we cleaned the clock.
Yeah, we did. And especially you got how many people in here now?
193.
Oh my God.
It's been steady.
Nice. Oh my God. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We do this all the time. We have a midweek chat on Wednesday where we cut into the middle of the week and talk about because usually good stuff happen on Wednesdays for whatever reason. And then we also have this every Friday night, 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern, where we talk about the entire week of soaps. And then we do a few fun things that you are about to hear us do in regards to what we've seen this week. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. It's good to see the numbers are growing by leaps and bounds and that you are enjoying us having the conversation about both Y&R and B&B. All right. So our first segment, and since there are a lot of newbies here, is our Flip the Script segment. So if there's a particular scene or storyline that we wish we could change, this is where we flip the script. So what is your Y&R flip for this week? Who want to go first?
I can go first.
Go ahead, Jay.
I would have flipped. My flip would have been that Adam would have just manned up and told Sally the truth, because I hate to see what Adam self-sabotages himself. So I felt like it would have been the best thing for him to do was just to tell this girl the truth. Because as we were talking about earlier, and I think Trish said she agreed, I truly think Sally would have forgiven him if he would have just told her the truth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was going to be my flip too. I completely agree.
Okay. What you got, Bree?
Something similar. I actually would have rather Sally had gone to Chelsea and asked for the truth. When she felt that Adam wasn't being honest with her, I would have rather her show up to Chelsea's house and got the truth.
Okay. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had, when Lily, instead of her fighting for a company that is not even connected to her because she's an employee, take that check, go and either start your own business or figure out something with Devon. Don't be sitting up there trying to fight with Billy and Victor.
Yeah.
Because she figures she can be a step ahead of Victor, and then you're going to fight Billy trying to stay in a company that he's about to buy you out. Move on, girlfriend.
Absolutely. I'd take that money so fast.
Thank you. Because, I mean, from the way it sounds, it sounds like a hefty price tag. So, I mean, girl, take the money. It sounds like a few $1 million. Take that money and do something else with it. All right. What y'all flip for Bold?
Oh, goodness.
Need time.
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
No. If you got yours, go ahead. I was just thinking y'all was quiet.
I actually would have loved if Bill was more suspicious after Luna kissed him the second time and actually said, no, you actually can't live here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll start his own investigation about her.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. After that first kiss, he should have sent her packing. I'm not saying he got to disown her, but he can deal with her with a long handled spoon. Like, hey, you need to go stay with your auntie. This ain't right. I'm dating your mama. I got to figure out what's going on with her, and you can't be kissing me, so I'm going to need you to call your auntie, tell her to come get you.
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing, but since y'all both said it, I'll go ahead and just change up another part of that same story and have Katie see it.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good.
That would have been great.
I know. She would have been gut punched.
And then mine would have been, because I actually feel like Bold was actually really good this week.
It was.
The only thing that I would have changed to make it even more perfect, when Steffy came back to the building, came back to the office and barged in to tell Hope off, I would have loved for them to actually have a fight. Like, give us like a good like dynasty level type of fight. I think that was a moment that called for it. Yeah. And I think that would have been pretty awesome if they actually had those two in a fight.
Yeah, because the way the spoilers made it sound like they were going to really just go at it. It was going to be visceral. And it was just a heated conversation. And then Steffi left. And then she had the nerve to tell Hope that she was going out of town. I'm like, you going to tell the girl who come out for your husband that you leave?
Right. I actually had another flip I just thought of. I actually would have loved for RJ to have followed Luna to Bill's house and he be the one to actually catch Bill and Luna together.
Ooh, that would have been, that you were going to break that boy's heart.
He'd be all right.
Right.
You know, RJ gonna go out of there crying, girl.
And I was about to say, and Bill would have broke his jaw if he would have tried swinging on him like he did Zende.
Oh my God.
Bill punched his own son. What you think he gonna do to you?
Right. Oh my God, that is funny. Yeah, so okay. It was something else I was gonna shoot, I wouldn't even mind Brooke slapping Hope, saying snap out of it.
Honestly.
Because she was like, it was hard for her to let this man go, even though Finn told her, no, I can't be around you no more. I mean, she's still fighting for this man. And then she said that she never experienced a man like him before. And I'm like, dang, is Thomas chopped liver now?
Experienced how? Like,
I mean,
because she had a whole awakening with Thomas. So what's she talking about?
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, well, she had this conversation before with her mother talking about, things were hot with Thomas, but he got a pass. Well, Liam is a good father, but he got a divided heart. But yeah, when it comes to Finn, he's the whole package. We're kindred spirits.
It don't mean that you the whole package for Finn.
Exactly.
Yep.
Some people in the comments are saying Will should have caught Bill.
Ooh.
If they would have did that, they should have had Will say, nope, going back to boarding school, not about to be a part of this mess. Right. See y'all at Thanksgiving.
Oh my God. Will, RJ, or Katie walked into there, all three of them. Let them all three walk in there at the same time. Oof. That would have been
I got one more clip that I thought of earlier and forgot. I would have had them have Liam get a phone call from Wyatt, and Wyatt say, "Hey Liam, I'm on my way back to LA. I heard the news, and we got a whole new sister and everything." And then Liam tell him about that. She's not his daughter, and then Wyatt's like, "All right, man, I'm just going back then. I ain't gotta show up. Never mind."
God. Oh man, I miss Darren Brooks. He was funny.
Yeah.
Him and his purple
suit. He would
suit.
totally do that too, because Darren loves doing comedy. That would have been such a funny little scene. Him just turning back around and saying, "Never mind, man."
Okay. All right, taking seats. So for all of the newbies in the chat, who's taking the seats? Who's taking several seats? Somebody that was doing too much this week. Somebody getting on your nerves. That's when we start giving out these seats. So, who's taking a seat on The Young and the Restless?
Victor.
Okay. Yeah, he need to take several seats, especially exploiting Jill's illness.
For me, Lucy, Lily, and Adam.
Okay. Paris said Adam and Victor too. Go ahead, Bree.
Honestly, you already put Lily in a seat. Put Michael in a seat.
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
Because nothing would be exploded if it wasn't for him.
Nope. And you know what? I was gonna put Summer in the seat, but I think Audra put Summer in the seat. So, yeah, because Audra was like, "Don't make me. I'll be a problem for you if you want me to be." And she was like, "Okay, Kyle, let's go sit in the lounge." So yeah, Audra put her in the seat in the lounge.
It was a sofa.
It was.
I feel like Audra got hands too. I don't know why. You feel me, T?
What'd you say?
I feel like Audra got hands too.
Oh,
like if
Audra,
one of these
listen,
girls tried her, I feel like she would put hands on her.
Listen, Audra ain't playing with nobody. Nope. Which is why I think she's good for Adam, because I think maybe she'll have a little bit more admiration for him.
Team Audra and Nate. Team
Oh
Audra
Lord,
and Nate.
we're not finna go down that rabbit hole.
Team Audra. Team Audra.
Okay. Everybody got their seats? Bree and Trisha, I know y'all. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Who's taking a seat on Bold?
Ridge.
Steffy.
Well, Steffi took a seat in the cage.
Go to say like how many seats she gonna take.
Yes, she
Curled up
did,
in the
yeah.
floor.
Well, yeah, she took a seat on the floor
That girl
first.
took a seat and took a seat.
Right.
Oh goodness. Bill's got to take a seat.
Yes, I agree.
And I would never promote drug use, but that tea must have been good as hell because Steffi was going back for sip after sip after sip. Wasn't
she
she?
drunk the whole
She made me wonder, how
glass.
good was that damn tea? I want a cup.
No, I don't think you want a cup of that, bro.
I'm about to say.
Nah, I'm good on that. And that's the other thing. One thing about me, I don't eat everybody's food out of everybody's house.
Me too. That's why I'm like, how could she just trust, like, when someone hands her like a drink? Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay.
No. I'm gonna put Hope in the seat because she can't let Finn go. It's like, girl, you need to sit down and think about this. You was wrong. You was wrong. That man, that was unwanted attention and contact. That man already told you, no, Hope, you cannot do this. And you turn around and go kiss this man. And then he tell you, I can't be around you no more. And you still trying to figure out a way to keep your friendship going? Yeah, no. Sit down. Take a seat and think about all this.
At a therapist's office.
Yeah.
TA means you do not eat from many people's house.
Right. I mean, listen, I'm looking around, make sure there's nothing crawling. Is your house clean? How about
Exactly.
Y'all have seen.
Hey, it was
We
a
have
hot day in LA. She had on a pantsuit. She needed to cool down and decided to take the offer of the drink.
No, we've all seen those videos on other channels where they show you how people make things at home and their like pets are on the counter and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then people don't wash their hands when they at the house too.
And coughing and sneezing.
And Lord forgive, they got roaches or ants. Ugh.
Yeah. That's what so my mom used to say. When you go to other people's house, don't ask for nothing. And that stuck with me all the way 5 decades later.
Oh God, I'm so freaked out by it that if someone blows out candles over a birthday cake, I'm not having a piece of it.
Oh my.
Let me just I'll take some of the ice cream. I don't want none of the cake.
I don't need any of the cake.
like, you want something to eat? No, I'll be good when I get home.
I'm fine.
I'm
Thanks.
fine, good, thanks.
Love you, bye.
I mean, Steph, the wall was boarded. Did you see the wall that was behind Luna that was boarded up? Stuff was everywhere, and you feel okay by drinking something in that place. Yeah, okay.
Maybe I should give Steffi credit for that, because here she is. I had been calling her rich and entitled and spoiled. The fact that she was willing to drink in that hellhole, hey, maybe Steffi's a little bit more down to earth than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Well, it ended up with her taking a seat on that floor, and she's about to take a seat in that cage. So that's what she gonna learn. Not the two lessons out of this: don't eat and drink at everybody's house, and stop confronting people.
Right.
These CBS soaps is gonna have to learn now. Y'all done with the Jordan house on Y&R and drink the water, and now you done drink the tea. I don't want to see nobody else drinking anything at anybody else's house.
Right. I mean, Jordan had poisoned water bottles and gave it to all the Newmans. She could have took the whole Newman family down.
Absolutely, she could have. It makes you need to bring those straws that you get that, like, the preppers have, where you drink through the straw and it cleanses out all the impurities before it goes down.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this, because that was a family of billionaires, right? Mm-hmm. They couldn't tell them water bottles had been opened already? Because she had to open the top of them to put the drugs in them, so it wasn't as tight. They should have known that the seal was cracked.
No. That was crazy. And, I ain't trying to get too far off the thing, but I don't know if you guys have these grocery stores, and Jay, you probably know one of the grocery stores, start with an M out here, that has open buffets.
An Italian sounding name? Yes.
And that food,
I know what you're talking about.
Right, and that food look good, but I cannot. Too many, nope.
I'm going to put it in the group chat. I think I know which ones you're talking about, because I'm from the Midwest.
Mm-hmm. And so
there's only two that starts with an M.
Right, and they have where it's like 2 to 3 rows of open buffet in the grocery store. Yep. And as good as that food might look, and the salads and stuff, I just can't do it. I'm not a buffet fan.
No.
I hated potlucks. I hated all of that.
Yep.
And I'll put some stories in the group chat. This is my experience. That's why I don't participate.
Well, which is one reason why I'm glad I work from home, because people touching your food at work and refrigerators and stuff. I just, Now, I don't want to get too far, but that goes into this whole story about Steffi drinking in other people's houses.
Yeah. It does. And I will just say, what I have seen happen to a chocolate fountain was an abomination.
Oh, God.
That's all I can say. Never touched one, never will, not unless it was in my own home and I set it up myself and I'm having it alone. Like, no.
Mm-mm.
Now, T, as Chicagoans, you ain't never messed with Old Country Buffet?
Oh, I cut them out a long time ago.
Okay, but you used to mess with them?
I've been there when we were kids.
Okay.
Yeah. But, Mama told us we had to eat. Daddy told us we gonna go out to eat, but not no. Them and what's the other one? The other one.
Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Stop naming names.
I thought you was asking me. I'm sorry.
That's why I said the letter M and the letter G and the other one.
In the group chat.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I actually was looking online yesterday specifically for a salad bar style refrigerator, and they sell them for individual sections for homes, and I'm seriously gonna save my money up and buy one.
Yeah, I eat a very specific diet anyway. So, yeah, I'm like, I just wait till I get home.
Yep.
Anyway, we got to do our star of the week. For Young and the Restless.
I'm going to say Billy, with the way he acted with Chelsea and everything. I thought he did a really great job.
Yeah.
I agree. Jason Thompson for sure.
I'll make it. I'll make that 3. I will also go with Jason Thompson, not just because of the emotional scenes with Chelsea and that great scream at the park, but also the back and forth with Lily, the slightness. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I like that. Let's go with Jason Thompson. Bold and Beautiful. Star of the week.
Luna.
Lunatic.
Yeah, baby Sheila.
The infamous Lisa Yamada. Yay! Yeah, she did an excellent job with that. And then that look on her face, like I got a picture of it up there.
Star turning moment right there.
Yeah, she got a dead eye right there. You know, when you got dead eyes, that's what they usually say with social and psychopaths. There's no life behind the eyes.
And if you look at the picture up to the right where she's looking at RJ, there's like sincerity all in the look in her eyes. And then you go down to that one and it's like boom, boom.
Exactly. Exactly. So she did a good job on switching off on that. She's a good actress.
Yep.
All right. Pickle of the week. Young and the Restless. Adam.
Oh, yeah. Liar Adam. Yeah.
He had a whole pack of lies. It wasn't just one.
I'm gonna go Summer because her whole reasoning for the Audra thing. No.
Paranoia.
What you got, Bree?
I'll give it to Adam. That's no problem. I can give it to Adam. For lying.
All right, pickle of the week for Bold, Steffi.
Same here.
I'm sorry, Trish. And Keish, if you're listening out there, because I know y'all Steffi fans.
No, I knew y'all were going to do that because I knew y'all, didn't want her following anybody because, well, that is literally every time she does it, she gets herself into a pickle. So I have to agree with you. I'll admit it. She's the pickle.
Yeah, and it just wasn't smart to take a drink from being in a place like that and for somebody that you're trying to confront. That's just like you asking Sheila Carter to pass you some water.
Right.
Well, she might do that with Katie next week.
I'm telling you, that tea was good as hell, though, because that girl was not stopping drinking it. She was going in on that tea.
My pickle, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to have Bill as the pickle this week. He is too old and has been around a lot of women and should have more common sense, especially after the fact that he tried to, like J Money said, that failed FBI attempt to get Sheila. He should have more common sense, at least this go around with baby Sheila.
One would think.
You would think. And just the mere fact that even after the second kiss, he just sat there and looked at her. I'm like, dude, do something.
Right.
He acted like he was mesmerized.
Exactly. I'm like, did you like the kiss or something? Why are you just sitting there? You told her not to do this again. She did it again. So
she did.
Yeah.
And then when he got up to walk away, it was like a robot walking away. Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
He said when he got up after the kiss, he walked away like a robot.
Yeah, like he's not moving his arm.
He was stiff.
Yes, watch
Stop it, Jay. I know where you're going.
No, come on, Jay.
What did you say, T?
I know where you're going with that.
Watch the scene again and tell me if that does not just look absolutely it's an uncomfortable scene. Like, I don't know what is happening.
Like he needed a second, try to get himself together.
Had to adjust his pants.
No, stop. Here we go, Jay.
Hey, give me some credit. At least I waited to the very end of the night.
You did. It's 10:15 Central. Yep.
Listen, if those restaurants come after me, I'm going to send them your way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you like buffets, we highly recommend them.
Oh my goodness. And plus sometimes you have to worry about saying the names because YouTube will ask you if you're being sponsored by them. That's the other thing. So
they
Which
got
we are not.
to get their piece of the pie.
exactly. And no, and that's why we have to say no, we're not being sponsored by anybody. We just have a
Nay, nay.
conversation. Right. So, because they'll pick up on that. Are you getting any sponsorships in this video? No.
This program is sponsored by no one.
Zero, zip, nada, none, nil.
No. Anyway, oh, we had some fun tonight, didn't we? Are we still
Yes,
where
we
we at
did.
now? Did the numbers stay steady, or we kind of went down at the end of the show?
It went down a little bit. We're at what, 145 on my side?
Yeah.
But it's been steady, well over 140 people. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. And the spoilers are out, so Bold did not hide them. Stay tuned for the spoilers video over the weekend. For those that are new on this channel, I usually put out the spoiler videos usually on Saturday, no later than early Sunday. So stay tuned for those. And I'm again, like I asked you guys earlier, I will consider maybe doing lives over recaps. I have to see because I do other work during the day, so I have to see if I can fit it in. But it'll be something that I consider. But for right now, we do the midweek chats, Bree and I, on Wednesdays at between 6 and 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern. And then we do the weekly chats like the one we did this evening. With usually it's myself, T, Bree, Trish, Jay, and I know Jay comes in from time to time, and then Keisha. Keisha had a little birthday dinner with family today, so she couldn't make it. I know some people in the chat was asking if she's okay. She's fine. But she had family time this evening, so she'll probably be back with us this week. Next week, I should say. Oh, wait a minute. I hate to say it, but there's no show next Friday. I'll be traveling. I'll be on a plane. I forgot.
For fun?
I'm going to Minneapolis to see my son.
Excellent. Have a great time.
Yeah, that's Labor Day weekend. I was supposed to go last week, but some other things came up, and so I will have more time because Monday is the holiday. So I'm gonna leave on my flight is later that evening around the time of the podcast, and so I gotta figure out something. So. And I know they're doing the state fest, the state, what they call the state fair is going on up there. He's like, Mom, I got to take you to the state fair. And
oh my God, that's fun.
Yeah, so we'll have a good time up there next week on the 30th. So I got to figure out something to make sure I keep you guys engaged. Maybe I'll do a couple of daytime lunch chats with you all. We'll still do the midweek. And unless, I don't know, because I could do a live on Thursday, but I don't know what's going to happen on Friday, and I would hate to miss that. So, and I don't know what everybody else's schedule looks like. And then I don't come back till Monday. So, because sometimes I'll do them on Sunday or something, but I'm going to be up there the whole weekend. So,
you just go have a great time, and we will all be here then the next Friday.
Yeah, that would be the 6th. September 6th, I think that's what that is. So, all right. Yeah, look at that. Melissa said, yeah, can we do the live on Thursday? Look at her. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. Because we're probably going to miss out on a cliffhanger if we do that. But I guess, I don't know. Maybe we can do most of the week on Thursday or whatever. All right, you guys. You guys got anything else before we go?
Have a great weekend.
Yes, everybody have a good weekend. Thank you so much for coming into the live. Thank you, Jay, Bree, Trish. I appreciate you as usual.
You too. Back at you.
Yeah, appreciate all of y'all. Everybody watching. Have a great weekend.
All right, and be safe, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.
Night, y'all.